Showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
To start making herself look younger. Like, I mean, obviously, they couldn't afford everything that this Barbara bitch is. But what
it
like,
depends.
Economically,
Burqa?
What could they do?
Yeah.
Did you say a burqa?
I'm just saying.
A $7 burqa.
Sometimes the eyes tell the whole story, Bubba.
So just have Dan do like an eye lift. That's all she needs, right? Wow.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
By the way, Tuesday, July 29, 2025, the Bubba the Love Sponge show, live from Tampa, Florida. Me, Lummy, Dr. Dan, Seth, the Macho Man, behind the glass on the engineering tip. Lummy, did you there it is, Rumble screwing us again. God, I mean, we got more eyes on us than we've ever had. Our numbers are through the roof. You see that. You, Gary, and Seth see the numbers through the roof. And this is when Rumble decides to not promote us like they used to.
Like let you know when we're on the front page today?
Are we?
I said, do you want me to let you know?
No, yes. Let me know when we are.
Okay. Because I have a feeling it's going to be probably about in 5-10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Because if I was Rumble and it was the week that Hogan died, I'd put you on the front page every day.
Yeah, I mean,
that would just be smart. I mean,
I can't, and here's the deal, man. I can't even get away from it. I literally can't even get away from it.
Yeah, that's right, you little rascal on Piers Morgan. I saw you.
No.
You and your bald friend.
Yeah, the bald guy. He killed it.
So I was on Piers Morgan yesterday. We shot it at 1:15. Macho Man, I came back to the studio. Macho Man had me all framed up, and it went great. With regards to the Piers Morgan social media platforms, the two reels they made with my comments have 124 and 125,000 respectfully. And the reel that they made was some bald-headed dude that represents himself as Hogan's agent, who I've never seen in my entire life, who also says he represents Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, who I've never seen in my life. Huh. I mean, he got,
he
I'm a sports agent. I represent Larry Bird. Come on, he's not even playing sports anymore, jackass.
He got 24,000, and so the three panel people were me, Vince Russo, and this Darren. Is it Darren Pierce?
Darren Prince.
Darren Prince.
He said Hogan helped get him sober off opiates, and what was it that? He posted on his Instagram, Bubba. He posted that he had no idea that he was going to be a panelist on Piers Morgan.
And you know what? None of us did. Like, we all kind of thought it was going to be a one-on-one. We all did. So when they put the screen up and they had a 3-box Willie, I didn't care. Vince Russo didn't care. But it seems like you said, Seth, this guy was full hot on the deal to the point where I think he took to his social media. Did
he said he never would have gone on a panel with you and Russo if he knew about it. And so he had the producers issue a statement that said that this guy did not know who the guests were going to be until he was actually on the show.
So this nobody fake agent is upset that he wasn't prima donna'd enough?
Exactly.
What a bitch.
And we actually have the his social media posting, this Darren Prince, whatever the hell his name is, stating that he didn't know he was going to be on where the topic would have been about alcohol. Which, by the way, the only thing that was spoke about with regards to alcohol was Hogan's beer. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it.
And that offended him?
And that wasn't, that offended him. And that wasn't like,
bitch.
And that wasn't like, hey man, everybody go out and start drinking alcohol. If you're a recovering alcoholic or you're recovering, like we were just talking about the fact that Hogan, was canvassing. I did. My statement was, I think Hogan would be with us today had he listened to his doctors and been bedridden or very, 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 not active for 4 to 6 weeks.
He should have listened to his agent, Bubba, and shunned beer altogether. He would still be alive.
Well, I mean, Dan, listen, you actually
arguably
on the PW Insider, which is a pretty good website for wrestling stuff. They did a piece on you, actually. And I think you would agree. I don't know if you said this or not, but I'm going to get into that. But I think that you said, or you would agree, if I would make this particular statement, had Hogan listened to his doctors and not gone out 24 or 36 hours after this surgery and canvassed across America, doing 3, 4, 5 appearances a week, had he laid in bed, been bedridden, just stationary, and gone back for various checkups for that month to 6 weeks period that they suggest, I think Hulk Hogan would be here today with us.
I agree.
I think the complications that he had was, like you said,
in my opinion,
a hardware failure, and the hardware failed because you're not slowing down. Mm-hmm. You're standing for 4 and 5 hours at a time. You're flying. You're laying in different beds.
Not wearing your collar.
I'm sure, Dan, they probably had him, probably laying in a recliner or a medical bed, elevated. That's how they wanted him to sleep. You can't find that in a hotel room.
No,
that's not available at even the highest end hotel rooms that he would have been staying at. So I did Pierce Morgan yesterday. Me and Vince Russo, I thought, nailed it. And this jobber, this guy who
Darren Prince. Darren Prince.
Yeah,
Darren Prince of Bel Air.
You want me to read exactly what he had posted?
Please do.
He said, not happy about this BS and being asked for an interview versus your team being upfront and telling me it was a panel with others that I would never have done. This is called the bait and switch and why I always try to be careful with who I interview with on clients and my recovery. For the record, I'm 17 years sober and wouldn't be involved in an alcohol project for those making ignorant comments. Bubba. After blasting them and having a firm legal letter sent, at least I got this tagline added by the editor.
What a douchebag.
And it says, Mr. Prince was a late addition to the rundown for this segment, did not have prior knowledge of the format or panelist. We appreciate him for joining us.
And you know what they should have said? Mr. Prince was the weakest of all three of the guests. and had we not had him on, we would have been able to give more mic time to Vince Russo and Bubba Clem, who really probably have a better understanding as to what's happening here. And your claim to fame is that Hulk Hogan helped you get off painkillers 17 years ago. I don't know how much.
By what, taking all of his?
But Bubba, that's 2008, and you were tight with him then.
Hey, brother, let me tell you, I'm going to get you off painkillers, Darren. You know how we're going to do it? Give me all your Percocets.
But Bubba, you'd have known this guy. I mean, you were tight with Hogan at this time.
Never heard of this guy in my entire life.
See, that's why he's a fake guy. There's going to be a lot of fake people.
I've never heard of this guy in my entire life. Meanwhile, the two shorts that Pierce Morgan put up. By the way, I think the interview, Lummy, this is a short right here.
Yes.
This has got.
Did you and Pierce chum it up off the air?
No, not at all. You didn't know. I mean, like literally, he appeared. The screen showed all three of us. Pierce started firing questions away. I could tell it was taped because he initially. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I wish we would have been taping because you could because I think they tried to get Dave Meltzer to be where the Darren Prince guy was or whatever, because when Pierce introduced us, he introduced what's his name? David Prince?
Darren Prince.
He introduced Vince Russo as Vince Russo. He then went right down the line, and then he went and joining us, Dave Meltzer, and then he goes, "Oh, hold on, something in my ear." Obviously, his producers were telling him that's not Dave Meltzer, that's Derek Prince, jobber extraordinaire. And so he goes, "Okay, hold on, let's do another pickup." He goes, and let me introduce Darren Prince, Hogan's a longtime agent. And I'm like, hold on. Hogan's agent was always Henry Holmes. That was always Hogan's agent.
You should have called him out on air.
Yeah, well,
like, who are you, dude? Where's Henry Holmes?
Yeah.
He's the agent. Who
Right.
are you? You're just the guy that I get in the beer in the back?
You're the guy that that Hogan stole all of his Vicodin from. And so then they introduced me, correctly. But I think that the much aligning with the what's the guy's name?
Darren Prince.
I need to write this down because I'm going to refer to him a million times.
By the way,
today.
Pierce got kind of kinky when he was talking about the sex tape.
Really?
He said he's not here to judge what best mates do with their wives. But
Right.
I don't think he would have turned Heather down.
No, I don't think he would have. Like every one of them. Well, I mean,
That little rascal.
He's still
Darren
pissed
Prince
off.
wouldn't have.
I'm sorry. He's still pissed off about getting stiffed by Merkel.
Markle, by the way. Yeah.
Markle, whatever her name is.
So anyway, this guy was a complete, I wouldn't say, just a complete jobber. Like his audio sucked. His enthusiasm sucked.
Well, he was sad, Bub. I think he was there to be sad about his friend. They
Okay.
needed somebody.
So Pierce Morgan. If you go to Pierce Morgan uncensored on X, they released from this segment. They released 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They released 5. Little teaser reels about this segment. Okay.
Has Megyn Kelly called you yet for an interview?
No, but boy, I'd love to do that. And so within these 5 pieces, Lummy, the first one's 54 seconds, and it's about me.
Yeah.
Talking about listen. Well, here I'll just play it. And this has 124,000 about. Don't know where I'm getting the feedback. There we go. All right, here we go. This has 124,000. I'm going to be very candid. I think that if Hogan had listened to his doctors, we'd probably still have Terry with us today. 24 to the 36 hours after this major surgery, he's out canvassing across America. All these people flat out lied.
Enough was enough!
At 70 years old, Hulk Hogan cut a wrestling promo better than anybody in the business right now.
Hulk was the best man at your wedding. Your wife was filmed having sex with him. Had you had a chance to sit down to kind of bury the hatchet after all the problems from the fallout of the tape and so on, what would you have said to him?
Wow, Pierce is salacious.
Yeah. So that's Lummy. That's real number. That's
one.
That's teaser number 1 at 123,000. Here's teaser number 2, and this has.
Well, I'm going to be very candid.
And this has only 24,000 views, Lummy. So this one's not as received as well.
Well, I'm going to be very candid. I think that if Hogan had listened to his doctors, we'd probably still have Terry with us today.
And you can see Darren all pierced lip. Just you can just, if you look at all 4 people on screen, Pierce looks okay, Vince looks okay, I'm talking and I look okay. Look at him. He looks like the little bitch that doesn't need to be there.
Wow.
Is the guy with the triangle in the circle?
Yeah, right here.
Does that mean something, that triangle circle thing?
It means
some kind of Scientology thing?
I don't know. It might be.
I read the comments on YouTube. Somebody said it was an Egyptian thing. If we're just going to go based off comments on YouTube.
Okay.
He had a procedure that is a very major procedure and was told to slow down and, not get out for 4 to 6 weeks, and 24 to 36 hours after this major surgery, he's out canvassing across America, doing the beer deal, doing the shoot style wrestling stuff. So, really the only person, and I was the only person that was reporting his true health status. And I didn't know that Vince Russo was going to be on this panel today, but that guy right there, that gray-haired guy right there, is the only dude that believed me when 7 weeks ago, I was getting reports that he wasn't doing good, that he was potentially on his deathbed, that the family had been summoned, and everybody. I got so much heat and so much hate and so much vitriol for telling the truth when his wife and the Brian Blairs and the Jimmy Harts and the Eric Bischoffs, I was calling people out.
You sure were.
These people flat out lied. They flat out lied about his condition. And I was the only one, and I wasn't trying to pound my chest and say I'm the only one. I was the only one saying, hey, this is a serious situation. I know I have inside sources, inside circles. This is a very grave situation, and we may not have Terry around much longer. And it all started with a complication that he had from the stage 4 cervical surgery he had, and he was told not to, but he had his beer investors, and he had his folk style wrestling investors, and he has all these people that are pulling at him that probably have tens of millions of dollars invested, and out canvas. You sell X amount of cases of beer in Green Bay, Wisconsin when Hogan's there, and you sell X amount when he's not there. And so I think had he actually slowed down, and a guy like Kevin Nash or some of these guys that are retired and don't have to go out all the time, are healthy and are in good shape. And Terry needed to slow down, enjoy his wealth, and not jeopardize his health. I think he'd be with us today.
Don't you think his agent would have maybe slowed him down a little bit or said something?
Dan, what do you think about that statement, Dan? Did you like it?
I think it's 100% accurate, Bubba.
Yeah.
I just don't see what the bald guy's adding.
Well, the bald guy, his necklace is for AA.
Ray A.
Oh, okay.
Ray A.
So let's bring a
That's his AA necklace made of this.
Let's bring a recovering alcoholic whose claim to fame is Hogan helped you get off pain pills, and you supposedly represent him when Vince Russo did 2 or 3 contracts with Hogan over the years, and booked or attempted to book Hogan. Hogan had creative control and usually told him it didn't work for him. Vince, that didn't work for me, brother. But Vince had really good standing and knew Hogan. Of course, I did. This dude here, and look at, he brings the whole segment down, right? If you just visually look at the screen that's in front of you right now, Pierce is the guy asking the questions. Vince looks like he's engaging and ready, not in a bad. It's a sad and ready to contribute. And Vince did, and I'm leaned into the mic, ready to, and ready to be long-winded and participate. And what do you got here? Just based on body language.
Look, I think this guy is a bald-headed dildo, mostly just for the fact that he sent a legal letter after the interview. But I believe that they had him on, Bubba, because he was an actual friend of Hogan at the time. Or that's at least how they
you know what?
set him up.
And I question that. And in fact, Lummy, I'm gonna find out whether he was really a friend of Hogan's.
We got a Lummy investigation on our hands.
Listen, Dan, if I can find out the day he's going to die, I can certainly find out, who his circle of friends were, right?
Is he really an agent?
Have I not been, hold on, have I not been correct? Pretty much. Not that I want to be, but
Yeah, you've been dead
many
on,
people, Bubba, and look, it was all completely consensual.
Well, hold on, let me see here. How many? This one was the most salacious because it's about the sex tape. 126,000 views.
Many people, Bubba, and look, it was all completely consensual, and it's not for me to be any kind of moral judge about any of that. But when you look back on that episode in your life, obviously the fallout from that original decision to let your wife have sex with your best mate turned out to have catastrophic repercussions that went on for a very long time, including ruining your relationship with your best friend. I mean, do you regret that initial decision? Do you wish you just never got involved in that initial thing?
Well, yes. The answer very simply is yes, times a million. I wish that, Hogan was living with me at the time. It was when he was probably at the low point of his life. He was living with me. We had my wife and I had somewhat of an open relationship. I was trying to cheer my buddy up, and it was a complete mistake on my behalf, and I truly wish it would have never happened.
Look, now, did you see Johnny Poopy Pants?
Yeah.
Did you see Johnny Poopy Pants cross his arms? Look. And it was a complete mistake on my behalf. Watch. And I truly wish it would have never happened. Look, Vince is looking at maybe what the next question may be. Pierce probably is satisfied with my question. I'm done answering it. And look at Johnny Poopy Pants.
Yeah,
dear Johnny Poopy Pants, you're not important enough to even be on this panel.
Right.
I mean, it should have been me and Vince. Or it should have been Vince, but you know what? Pierce could have made this a 2-part series and done Vince all alone. Vince has enough stories that could fill the 30, and I got enough stories that'll fill the 30.
Yeah.
30. Or we could both listen. Vincent and I'm talking. Vince and I are close, and with Seth's help, we're gonna start having Vince on once a week.
Do you think he's wondering who's the dick in the middle too?
I think he is too.
Jake Snake said it really well. Wore out T-shirt, resting bitch face, and a white trash AA pendant.
but look at him.
He looks like just a big dildo.
And then here's the deal. Do you think that you're better than me?
I don't know.
Do you think that you're better than Vince? Do you think that you're better than this panel?
Yes.
Do you? Yeah.
He does. Yes.
He does.
You think
because A, he's Hogan's friend, and B, he's sober.
I sent you a picture. The only picture I can find of him and Hogan.
Do you have that picture of him and Larry Bird? Because I think that kind of validates that he is somebody important, Lummy.
Is this picture with his head up his ass?
That's
by the way, this
Look at the boys.
Hold on, this
he's
is
one of the boys.
No, hold on. This is from like when Rodman and was with WCW and Hogan was bringing, and it looks to be like it's the French.
Don't say that's 97, Bubba.
I'm telling you, that's 97. And hold on, and that's Sly Stallone's brother right there.
Yeah.
Was it Frank Stallone?
Yeah,
Stallone?
Right. You might as well put your mom Jackie in there and do tarot card readings.
He's got a Stallone's face on his chest just to remind everybody he's Stallone's brother.
And
I'm gonna wear Steven's face on my chest. Hey, I'm Steve's brother.
Damn it! Did I click out of?
Through Lummy's investigations, I think
I sent you the Larry Bird one.
I think he does.
I don't know you want to say it.
Okay.
I think he does believe that this Darren Prince is somewhat legit.
Well, here's the deal. They originally tried to get Dave Meltzer because they wouldn't have messed up on the introduction, and they had. I think they scrambled around to get this jobber, before press time. I don't know what this one's about, Lummy, but this only has 24,000 views.
Clear to me when I
any of
interviewed
these
him.
clips?
What?
Does he talk in any of these clips?
I don't know.
Clear to me when I interviewed him about it that he felt very, very.
And look at he resting bitch face. Me and Vince are ready to work.
I know.
Me and Vince are ready to work.
Embarrassed. That was his overriding thing about it, was that he just felt a deep sense of personal embarrassment that a story like that had gone so big around the world. Was that your sense about it for him?
I mean, it's just like you just said, we're all flawed. I just celebrated.
So again,
Oh boy, he's going into a sobriety.
Oh God! His whole identity is him being able to function like the rest of the world.
But like Johnny, listen, can somebody throw him some Zoloft and get him back on track? Because he is like, I feel like he's going to go blow his brains out right after the segment.
Oh my
Listen
God.
to him.
Your sense.
Meanwhile, hold on.
Man, I thought Brian was bad because he won't let me vape in his car, man. But this guy's next level.
But if you watch this, listen to me. If you watch this, me and Vince project. We're on. We realize we're on camera and we're doing an interview. We have enthusiasm. We have, we're telling a story. And this guy sounds like Johnny Voicebox guy.
It's about it for him.
I mean, it's just like you just said, we're all flawed. I just celebrated 17 years sober in early July. You think I lived a perfect life, and now I'm helping people all around the world, And he didn't deserve any of that. None of that. That wasn't the human he was.
Compelling. Boy, this guy's saving the world.
You, I think, went through a period of opioid addiction in the early 2000s. The Hulk was very helpful.
And by the way, in the early 2000s, that's when I was right up, like,
you're right up his ass.
But I'm right up his ass.
You were.
But I mean, like in the early 2000s, him and I could have. That was the actual one of the strongest periods of our relationship.
To you, is that right?
And you know what? In the early 2000s, this guy was nowhere. He never mentioned this guy.
Yeah, because he was doing rails of opioids off, the back of toilet seats, Bubba. He didn't get sober until, 08 are we doing right now?
Extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. And brought us closer to God together, too. And
by the way, Hogan wasn't really doing much with God in the early 2000s either. Just telling you.
Piers, I've got my own foundation now. We scholarship people through the Aiming High Foundation all over America. And
you think
what does this have to do with Hogan?
Hold on. You think Pierce's people afterwards said, man, the Vince guy and the Bubba guy, they did pretty good, but who in the heck? Whoa. Phew.
Well, especially because they got a legal letter afterwards, Bubba, so they got a dull guest.
You didn't get a legal letter from me or Vince. We were just happy to be on the show and be able to help. Thanks.
Mistakes of my lifetime, but that's not me anymore.
This guy's a human butt plug.
How much do you think, Darren, in the end, that work played a part in him dying? A lot of people have come out to say he was being overworked towards the end of his life, that he should have been taking it easier and so on.
Let's see what he says here.
Other people say, look, he was a wrestler. It's a hard, brutal business. You're lucky if you have a very long, long life as a wrestler, statistically. Where do you sit with that debate about his work-life balance in the last few years?
Well, I'll tell ya. I got my own foundation. We're foundation kids.
I'm a cancer survivor. I beat melanoma.
Did I tell you that I need to go to see Dr. Dan's new hair restoration program? And did I also tell you that in the early 2000s, Hogan helped me with my addiction? Meanwhile, everybody that was close to him in 2000s knows nothing about me at all. I don't even think you live in Clearwater or Tampa for that matter.
Check out my $18 necklace.
Look at my flea market sobriety necklace.
But you did say,
along with my folding of the arms, that I do not care for, one, Vince Russo, more importantly, that fat son of a bitch that taped him having sex with his wife. I do not stand for that. But does anybody got a Valium or a Percocet I could take?
Or another $4 t-shirt?
I sent you when he was on the ABC Nightly News talking about Hogan, if you want to hear it.
I mean, I represent a lot of global icons, and I see it all the time. I mean, they're competitive.
Do you ever notice this? Vince, and either I would suggest, and we should probably post up on our various platforms, Facebook, X, Insta, wherever, the actual, well, never mind. I'm working. I'm going to be doing. You guys will have shorts.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you and Gary what to do, but. This guy sucks, and it's just an absolute joke. And this appearance, and it just
nature, you got to.
Oh yeah, and never do Vince or I talk about ourselves. I talk. Sure? I talk about myself in the fact that I'm sorry. I talk about myself in the fact that I'm the only one that gave the correct information, but I don't talk about I don't talk
Bubba the Love
about
Sponge Foundation.
I don't talk about my Bubba the Love Sponge Foundation that I've given over $1 million to fallen police officers and first responders.
Did you talk about your FCC fine?
I don't talk about my FCC fine. I don't talk about my hog killing.
Sprint
I don't
cars?
talk about all the things I've overcome. No. I mean, and Vince doesn't talk about, hey, do you know at one time I was the lead writer for WWE during the Attitude Era? Do you know that I came in then and later on and worked at WCW? I also worked at TNA.
Did he put the belt on himself?
I put the belt on myself. It was my idea to put, I think David Arquette, I may have made,
Dark times.
I made a few mistakes.
Balance in the last
No. Vince talked about Terry.
You talk about the cover of Muscle and Fitness?
few years.
I mean, I represent a lot of global icons, and I see it all the time. I mean, it's their competitive nature. You know, you got to find...
Well, I mean, can you find out where this guy's from? Because he's got a real East Coast feel about him.
Does he? That looks like Vegas.
I know, but anybody can put. I mean, look at Alex Stein. You think he's in a winter log cabin somewhere in Vermont,
smoking a pipe,
somewhere in Vermont where it's still snowing in June. You know what I'm saying?
Once they're out of the spotlight, they always find something in the world of business to just go 150 miles an hour, and nobody was going to tell them any different. You know, no superstar athlete is any different.
Bull crap.
Yeah, this guy represents the guy that eats too much.
You're going to tell me right now that Chris Godwin, one of the greatest wide receivers ever, and just went through a major injury, and is because he listened to his. I mean, Dan, you were a team doctor for the Buccaneers, and those high-priced major athletes, when your father gave them a directive, less of this, more of that, none of this, they listened.
I remember
They
Cadillac
listened.
Williams. Remember Cadillac?
Yeah, he was highly heralded #1 draft pick.
Right, and he hurt himself. And when he hurt himself, Dad made sure that guy came in all day and did his therapy and did his training and did everything. And they listened. They were compliant because they were professional
If Cadillac
athletes.
Williams was doing in-stores at Walmart all around, standing for 3 and 4 hours at a time, traveling all across America, and your dad would have said, I don't know who the coach was it Dungy or
Burden.
Say, hey Chucky, what? Cadillac is not slowing down, and he's just out and about. Chucky would have shut that down in 1 second.
Do you think Mike Allstott overdid it after his neck surgery so he could play NFL football again?
No,
he was compliant, and he played another 2 seasons.
Actually, Mike Allstott,
he was probably doing keg stands though, like right out of the hospital.
Listen to this. Listen to this, and Dan, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, or at least fill me in. So Mike Allstott has a major neck surgery, a major neck pinch, nerve pinch, like it's a bad deal. And
he had a fracture.
All the doctors, except for one, said he's done. Wrap it up. He's done. Joe Diaco takes a look at the screens, takes a look at the images, takes a look at it, thinks about it,
takes a look at him,
runs Mike through a series of tests. Takes a look at it, thinks about it, and comes back and says, I'm telling you right now, he can play. He can play. And Allstott was not wanting to retire. Mike wanted to play. Yep. So, Mike's like, for real? And Dr. Joseph Diaco was the only doctor that stuck his neck out, no pun intended, and said, this guy can play.
Yep.
And Mike went on to play, retired when he wanted to, and didn't have to retire based on neck complications from that surgery. Joe, your dad was right.
Yep. And he credits Dad for that. He says, Dad gave me another couple of years of my career.
I know
I'll
he
never
does.
forget that.
Retire.
So this guy, here's another one. I don't know what this one's about. Maybe.
Best friends. Hulk was the best man at your wedding.
See, to me,
See,
Seth,
he's getting mad when you said that.
To me, Seth, like, I got the majority of the real estate on here.
Yeah, you did. It seemed like you were the last person that they asked a question to. I feel like they had you quiet for the first 10 minutes, and then Pierce could tell that you were the guy to go to.
Yeah, I think Pierce could feel the room. I think Pierce could read the room. And he went with the guy that's going to get him the clicks. And so I've been in contact with Vince Russo. Vince has done the show. Seth, when you were gone during your hiatus, We had Vince on.
Yeah.
And the people loved him. Now, the only knock on him is he uses the word bro much like Hogan uses brother. So like that's like his way, like, you know, and to the point of it gets a little irritating.
Then let's have a bro count before we talk to him each time.
Hey,
Let's go over
you know
under.
what we should do too?
We actually did last time. He was at 74 by the time.
Really?
The show was, yeah.
Oh.
So let me. Do we have the capabilities to have in the lower corner,
Yes.
like Gary or Macho Man, to have like, you know, ding,
Yes.
ding? We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'd be like, hey, listen, Vince, as a work, because you got to understand, Seth, this guy knows how to work. You know, like this guy. So as a work, you know, a lot of people get heat with your bro. That's your, but that's your gimmick. So can we shoot on your gimmick by having a bro count when we're having our discussion, and we have a little bro counter in the corner? Can we do? And I'm telling you right now, him knowing how to work, being a hell of a hand, he would say absolutely. Whose idea was the bro counter? Did you get it from chat?
No. That was what I came up with last time because I couldn't take it, and I started putting lines on my thing.
I love it. We can have fans go, you know, what's the bro over under? You know what I'm saying?
The brover.
Yeah. Oh, the brover. Let me. I got one more clip to play from Pierce Morgan, uncensored. Is this his? Is his internet? This is kind of like our uncensored show, right? Like he does. I think he does network, and then he does an uncensored.
They put his uncensored show on Live Nation on Fox.
Oh, so this was on Live Nation?
He puts it on like his.
But there was nothing like there's all of this could have aired on real TV because there was no cussing or no, you know, objectionable. There was nothing that would be objectionable at all. So when I come back, what I got? One more clip.
Yes.
One more clip.
And this guy's he's from New Jersey.
Hold on. Did I not hit it?
Yeah.
Dan, did I not say he had East Coast energy?
Yeah.
And that East Coast energy, I don't want everybody that's listening to me from Jersey or, you know, like that, but that East Coast prick, Dan, you deal with it every summer when you guys go to the New Jersey shore.
Yeah.
It's that East Coast.
He is one.
Yeah, he is.
I am one. And this guy needs to go back to his job as a security guard at the putt golf course.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Yeah, that Ryan Sandberg shit's tough, man.
I know. That's another fucking another tragedy, and probably one of, I would say, top 10 beloved Chicago athletes.
Who?
Ryan Sandberg.
Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. He had pancreatic cancer.
There's a young guy that died.
Sandberg?
Is that the young guy?
65.
No, there's a young guy that was 38 that died. Football player, I think. Or just a big, like an athlete. 38 years old, I saw. Big fun. He looks super healthy.
hey, remember Jay Crawford from Channel 28?
Yeah, he was on ESPN too.
Yeah, he just reached out.
He was on Cold Pizza.
I know. What does he do? What's he do now?
I think he's in Cleveland. I think.
Yeah.
Jay Crawford?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, he was the main sports, the kind of young, good-looking kid.
Yeah. Well, they had Cold Pizza was a
And then
thing.
he went with Cold Pizza. And then
Then
did
they
you know
gave us
how
time slots to see what
he was a
they
minor
expect.
league pitcher?
Yeah.
Like he can gas it up to like 91, 92.
Yeah, he was a stud. He's
Yeah.
in good shape. I think he's a sports guy in Cleveland.
He just called me yesterday. I'm gonna call him back, see if we'll have him on the air. Just
nice.
talk about, you know.
He knows everything.
Did the Rays make any trades for? I know they beat the Yankees last night. Did they make any trades?
They just kind of got rid of some people. No big splash.
No, I mean nobody.
Didn't buy anybody?
No.
We didn't buy.
They still have what, 2 days left? What's today?
But I mean, we didn't get rid of any. But you know, like who's the main motherfucker from the first baseman?
Oh, you're talking about
Caminero?
Yeah, not Caminero. That's third base. First base.
Yandy?
Caballero.
Yanni.
Yandy?
Yandy.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who's the best guy on the team? Caminero?
Caminero.
I think Lowe's one of the better guys, and he's not been playing.
I mean, Seth and I were talking Chandler Sampson. Just needs to be in the lineup.
so fast.
He needs to be in the lineup like.
Yeah, he's so fast.
Hey, who's this?
Damn right. Damn right.
All right, this is Bubba. What do you want to talk about, buddy? Oh, you did? How'd that go? Hold on. Hold on. Let's talk about it on the air, okay? Act like we didn't talk. I'm going to come back. I'm going to play this 3-minute and 22-second piece with Pierce Morgan, and then I'll come right to you, okay? Actually, you know what? I'll come to you first, so you don't have to go sit through that shit. So I'll come to you first, and then so literally about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I'll come in, and I'll go right to you. Tell me, act like we didn't talk. Just bring that subject matter up. We'll get through it, and so about 2 minutes, okay? All right, buddy. See you later. Hold on. All right, gotta go. Just keep holding. I'll be with you in about 2 minutes, okay, buddy?
What's up, Berto?
All right.
All right, gotta go. What's up, Permagrom?
Seth, look what's back.
Oh, shit.
Look what's
Back for a limited time. What's up, Cash?
Oh, the knife's back. You got a package here, Bubba.
What's up, Felix?
Charles Ramsey.
Gruden sent me packages?
Yeah, Gruden. I'm sure he's gonna be opening yours soon.
He won't be.
Jesus fuck,
Of course he
man.
will.
No.
Hey, is it okay if I take a little beef jerky out of it?
Yeah, go ahead. But I'll put a. You can put a. What is this?
It's like beef.
It's energy
protein
drinks,
chocolate.
Charles Ramsey, energy drinks, and some beef jerky and protein powder for macho.
Here, take this. Come on.
It said it's his friend's company in Sarasota of energy drinks.
All right. Well, let me have that note. I'll read it in a little bit. I'll bet you $100, Dan. You want to bet $100?
About what? I gotta know what the bet is first.
About our friend not opening my package.
Oh, I bet you $100.
You got it. Here, do a virtual shake. You ready?
Huh?
Virtual shake.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Look what's back, my friends. The retractable Bubba Army inscribed retractable knife.
So are you going to get
yours? What's that?
I said, are those like good? How many did you get?
I ordered I think 250 of them.
Ooh.
And so you can go to Bubba Army Store, Bubba Army Merch, BubbaArmyShop.com, and they are, and also the lunchbox too, because we sold out of those. Dan, did you ever get one of those?
And I use it, yes.
Yes, you do. I mean, you got one.
Mm-hmm.
So the lunchbox and the retractable 9-inch knife is now available at Bubba Army Merch, Bubba Army Store, BubbaArmyShop.com. Here is a little demonstration. I think the Merch Crick shows you. And by the way, it comes with the. I just drove off the Howard Franklin. I need to punch out my window so I don't drown. Window punch.
Yeah.
Right there, for you to punch out your window.
It broke my phone, so be careful.
It did?
Yeah, and I have a protective case on it, and it broke through my case.
Ow. All right, Merch Crick. Yes, we can see that's got a little belt clip. We can see it. Now hit it. Hit it, Merch Crick. Hit it. There you go. Oh, yeah. With the Bubba Army insignia. And they're only $21.99. That's what, that's a
Probably a $35 gimmick.
Oh, Christmas is right around the corner.
Sure is. Merch Craig said that she would sell out of them by today. I told her not a chance. But she's packing and shipping them as we speak, as a matter of fact. So go to Bubba Army store, Bubba Army merch, BubbaArmyShop.com, and get your, probably, Lummy, one of the most hottest selling little trinkets we've ever had.
Yes.
Was the retractable Bubba Army inscribed window punch knife.
I was just trying to warn people, don't put it in your pocket because it will break your phone.
Yeah, it will.
With a protective case on it.
Right. That punch is no joke.
Yeah.
I got a caller here. Hi, who's this?
It's Shane.
Hi, Shane. What's going on? Bubba here.
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing great, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to let you guys know that I went to the races this weekend in Carolina, USCS still.
Oh, a USCS sprint car race, 360 sprint car race.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the Carolinas, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All
yes,
right.
sir. I live in Concord, but I'm probably about 30 miles from there. But I wanted to let you know that I did tell your son that you love him.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, how did it all go down? Like how did it go down?
Man, it was crazy because I think he was like third or fourth, and then they had a big wreck, and it was just a big ass red. I wanted to send you guys some video of it, but
was he involved? Was he involved in the wreck or no?
No. He was good. He was cool.
So he's running He's running fourth. There's a wreck, and then and they have a red. Then I'm assuming there's a restart with I don't know how many to go. What's he running at that point? Still fourth?
It was 1 lap to go, Bubba. It was 1 lap to go.
Oh, okay. And where'd that put him at?
I think it put him at second.
Oh, did he end up second?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I think.
What was
now, don't get me wrong.
What was his reaction when you said your dad loves you?
He looked at me and said, "I know."
Okay, that's good.
And then here's another thing. I'm gonna tell you another thing. And I told him, I had talked to him before on Facebook. It's getting me kind of cracked up. But I told him sorry for his loss for you and him with Hulk. And he just kind of he slapped me on the head, on my shoulder and said, "Hey, thank you. I appreciate it." So
all right.
It was a pretty cool moment. I made some cool pictures on Instagram, blah blah blah. But kid is fucking.
Watch your language, buddy. Watch your language now. We're on
I apologize. I apologize.
He's a
good kid.
He's a hell of a driver. He really is. He's very talented.
He is, man. We got to get him a 410.
Yeah. Well,
we got to get Gene Lasker to get a 410.
I have to get a relationship back with him first, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
All right, my man. Well, listen. Anything else? I gotta go. I got so much to handle today, but I don't want to hurry you along. But anything else?
Man, he's a good kid.
Yeah, trust me. I know he's
a good kid, man. I love all you guys, and I appreciate all you guys. But he's a great kid. He bring me some stuff that I will never forget.
All right. Well, thank you for the Tyler report, and thank you for sticking up for me in front of him and telling him that I love him, and I hope that when he returns, I know that he's up in the Carolinas racing right now. Hopefully, when he returns, I've made his girlfriend made contact, or his fiance, I should say, maybe his wife by now. I think they're getting married.
Right.
I think they might be married.
Oh.
But
I will send you pictures of this weekend. Is that cool?
Yeah, that'd be great. Send it to the show. So it's show at what is it? Let me Bubba Army.
Bubba Army Pics, Bubba Army Pics at gmail.com or show at BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Yeah. Bubba Army pics.
I got you guys.
Okay, yeah. Send me. I'd love to see some pictures. I really would.
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, buddy.
And,
Thanks.
man.
and we've been big box since 6:15.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. So on Pierce Morgan, it was me, Vince Russo, Johnny Poopy Pants, and Bubba Clem doing the Pierce Morgan Uncensored show yesterday. Shot at about 1:30, and later we have found out that Johnny Poopy Pants in the middle was really upset that his appearance on the Pierce Morgan show was included me and Vince Russo. And went on like a little bitch. Let me see if I can find the. I have it here. He sent. Here we go. This is it. So after appearing on the Pierce Morgan show with me and Vince Russo, he then put on his Instagram that he was really hot and really mad about being bombarded or a bait and switch with two other panelists, and made the people from Pierce Morgan actually apologize to him. To me, man, this guy seems like he's really full of himself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like actually made Pierce Morgan's people, say, "Hey, sorry, they didn't let me know. They didn't let any of us know." And so Johnny Poopy Pants was
clear to me when I interviewed him about it. I mean, you must have complex feelings. You were best friends. Hulk was the best man at your wedding.
And let me, you know what I could do now that I know that Johnny Poopy Pants is really mad about it? I could tell that he wasn't really quite feeling it when we were doing it, but I like to watch him and his body reaction when the question is directed towards me and it's pissing him off. Vince doesn't care. Vince doesn't care at all.
Then, of course, we had the whole scandal, and your wife was filmed having sex with him. The footage got leaked to Gawker. It became this enormous cause celeb. It closed down Gawker, which many thought was a very good thing at the time. Peter Thiel, the tech billionaire, financed Hulk's case because he'd been outed by Gawker as gay years before. So there's a lot going on there. But for you, that whole thing just seemed to ruin your relationship irrevocably. Did you ever get the chance to make things up?
No, I really never did. I attempted a couple times to try to.
I sent Lummy over to his beach shop and we got trespassed.
To reach out to him, but I don't think he was interested. I think that he thought that if we were to be friendly in his latter years, that people would think that the sex tape was a work, and that him and I were in on it, and that truly wasn't how it went down. He was an innocent, party to this, and that's why he was awarded the amount of money that he got from Gawker, because it was an invasion of privacy situation. And no, I didn't get an opportunity to reconcile.
He's really got to be mad now, Seth, because now I'm full screen. You know what I'm saying? And he's not even on the screen
with him like I wish I could. And I have there's a documentary coming out in about 30 days that kind of touches on that subject. Called Video Killed the Radio Star, the truth behind the Hogan sex tape. So a lot of people really don't know how all that went down. It didn't go down the way people think it did, where I'm 100% the bad guy. I did participate in it, but I didn't distribute it or leak it or extort anybody or anything like that. So there's a lot of stuff yet to unpack with regards to that.
Look at Johnny Poopy Pants. I mean, can you get any more poopy pants? I mean, Dan, that'd be like you walking in there and saying, Darren, listen, you got 3 weeks to live. That's the type of, I mean, look at his face reaction. Look at Vince. Vince is cool.
He's relaxed.
Pierce is cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Johnny Poopy Pants.
He's not cool.
I mean, do you know who did?
Is he short too?
Wait, hold on. Does he know it? Does he know who did?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The people that did leak it and extorted Hogan paid dearly. There was a second lawsuit that was sued, Hogan versus Cox Media and Don Buchwald and Associates. They paid handsomely for that not to go to trial once they saw what the verdict was. Hogan's attorneys took 2 bites at the apple. The people that published it and then the people that distributed it, and the people that distributed it settled out of court. Allegedly, I've been told for $55 million.
Wow. And did Hulk believe you when you said you had nothing to do with that tape being distributed?
Oh, absolutely. He absolutely believed me. There's court documents and then the FBI did a big sting because the person that was trying to extort him met him and David Houston in a hotel room and tried to exchange money. And the FBI, it was a big FBI sting. And Terry knew for a fact that I did not distribute it or try to benefit from it. So yes, the answer is yes. He knew I had nothing to do with the profiting of that tape. Boom. Good stuff. Thank you, Pierce. Sorry, Johnny Poopy Pants. It's to the point where you have your people send some legal beagle type of letter, and then God, poor Pierce has to get on there and babyface and say they're sorry.
Do you think Prince Poopy Pants is going to want an apology from you today?
For what?
For this? For us to call
Dear
him?
Prince Poopy Pants, you ain't got a hair on your ass.
He doesn't have any hair.
If you don't, yeah, you're true. I'm sorry about that.
That's wrong metaphor.
Probably not the right analogy to use, but you're a pussy if you don't ask for a retraction for what I'm saying about you. I question your relationship with Hulk.
Yeah,
I really do.
He's not even tall enough to be a lawn jockey.
Look at this. This is Dan. You got some pub.
All right.
Doctor shares shocking theory on what could have led to Hulk Hogan's death. It said deals are coming to light at what may have caused Hulk Hogan's death, and they suggest the tragic medical breakdown following spine surgery may have been triggered by a fatal chain reaction. Bubba the Love Sponge, a former longtime friend of Hogan, recently spoke with Dr. Dan,
the chiropractor,
who suffered who offered his expert theory on the wrestling legend's final days. Hogan underwent neck fusion surgery on May 14th, and was believed to be recovering. However, Dr. Dan believes that the situation took a dire turn when Hogan's spinal hardware may have failed from doing too much too soon. And then, Lummy, I think they actually have an excerpt from Dan. Do they not?
They quote me. Looks like they quoted me.
I think they put
I think if you go like this, I think there's a click on it, like this. Hold on, if you click like that,
it should take us to our short.
Then it takes you to our short.
Opinion. I think he had a failure.
How do you think it went? So Dan, that's pretty cool. They got to click. Awesome. They got to click through on the site of you breaking this down on yesterday's show.
In my opinion, I think he had a failure of the internal fixation, which is the repair of the spine fusion.
The actual repair job.
I think something failed. He had a mechanical failure of the hardware, and because he had been doing too much, that probably contributed to the hardware failing because it was asked to do more than it should have been doing. And so without taking it easy in the mobilization, all the stress was on those little titanium or stainless steel or cobalt screws, and they broke. Once that happened, he now required urgent revision surgery, and revision surgery never goes as smoothly as the first operation.
By the way, Lummy, already pulled off the front page. Already gone.
Especially 3 or 4 weeks later because things are still pissed off inside. So now you're fixing a house instead of building a house. And it's always different. And everything goes a little bit more slowly. Everything bleeds a little bit more. Everything's stuck more together. Everything's a little more swollen. Everything's a little harder. And somehow during that procedure, he had a complication. Whether it be traction on the vagus nerve, whether it be a nicked esophagus, or more likely a nicked artery that caused excessive bleeding. And then also during the collapse or the failure of the hardware, he could have had a nerve injury to, like I said, his diaphragm, C345, keep you alive, which could have hurt his ability to move air and breathe. And the vagus nerve runs.
And Lummy, Dan, that's the reports we were getting after they went in and tried to repair the surgery. Then they had a possible oxygen / COPD / carbon dioxide situation, which was causing him to hallucinate. And, that's probably the chain of events that put us where we ended up.
Down that area too, and the vagus nerve does help control heart rate and blood pressure and digestion and all those things.
And then, Dan, that goes on. Hold on. Let me see. I had it here. I lost it now. Mommy, damn it. They quoted Dr. Dan, I thought, on another situation as well. Sorry. Damn it. Hulk Hogan undergoes next. Is this Dr. Dan stuff too, Lummy?
Not that I know of, no. But do you want me to resend you that article if I can get it up with Dr. Dan?
Yeah. Maybe. Did you see where they went in and pulled a captain of I think it might have been is it Delta? Was it a Delta flight? A Delta pilot has been arrested at the San Francisco International Airport on child sexual abuse material. Witnesses say that at least 10 Department of Homeland Security agents boarded. Does it say boarded? Boarded the plane. It should have said boarded. Okay.
I sent it back to you, by the way.
Boarded the plane as soon as the plane parked the gate and took the pilot into custody. Now, the little bit of footage that you see here you really can't see them taking him into custody unless that's him with his baggage right here.
This is an immigration.
And to me, it looks like they're walking towards the back part of the plane. Does it not?
Yeah.
You know why, Dan? They probably had the back gate open, and they were going to take him right down the back gate onto the Department of Homeland Security SUVs that were parked on the tarmac, so that way you don't have to take him through the airport.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. This is the Dr. Dan deal?
Yes, it is.
Here we go. So, Dan, within this deal, not only did they do that, but then I think, is this our short that they did? Because, and now that if you timeline it, he had his neck surgery on May 14th. Now, that's the one, Dan, that he did good with. The May 14th one is not the one, that's the original one. And again, we weren't getting our complication reports until June 18th. And I'm assuming that surgery took place on June 16th. So that's exactly a month after his original surgery. And so because he was out canvassing across America, slinging his spear, slinging his wrestling federation, when meanwhile, Dan, he should have just never left his house, or the only time he left his house was to go get looked at by the doctor. I mean, Dan, many a times after you do surgery, the patients come back in to your office for checkups. Mm-hmm. And that should have been the only place he'd been
contests with the prince.
Where's my zoo? I don't even have the zookeeper around.
Oh, boy.
Good.
Midget throwing competitions with the prince. Oh, you're talking about
Baldy.
Okay.
Poopy pants.
The Z Morning Zoo on Z100.
Probably throw him 30 feet.
Probably, Dan.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
I think I got to that one.
Felix, 843. Mike Milazzo, Austin.
Hey, Lummy.
Yes, sir.
I think this is what the title of the whole segment was called.
It was. Yeah. Hey, but yeah.
Tell me.
No, I was gonna say, but we'd have to get down a rabbit hole on that bald guy. When you watch in the beginning, the way he's looking into the camera, you can just tell how pissed off he is. I thought he was making faces first. I thought he was like a special needs guy, but I think it's him realizing. It's when Pierce was talking like 120. You watch, he's like the way he's looking into the camera when they show everyone. Oh, you already went too far.
Right here?
No, it's when Pierce is talking all by himself, like a minute 20 in, when he realizes he's not the standalone anymore.
Well, will you find it for me?
Yeah.
Snook Slayer. I'm gonna call you the police. Terry. Skippy. Sunny Days. Good morning.
Good morning, Lucifer. Sunny Days.
Get $100 rebate on every window, $200 rebate on every door.
Black Iron Valuable Fridge.
Some 3 months after that deadly
Cleveland Police.
ferry crash, Florida Fish and Wildlife.
Little Woodward's After Birth. Thank you, Smoke Slayer, for some insight. Permagrom. What's up? That's for it. Let's do. Chase Ramsey.
Now let me. What's that?
It's 140.
All right. Can you find me what the Dion thing where he throws it over to the doctor?
Andy.
Yeah.
She was pretty good. The doctor on Dion?
Longtime friend and agent, and Hulk's former best friend, who has remembered as a man who spoke freely and lived very publicly to the delight of many millions of fans. Well, joining us to
Terry, Seth could vape in my Lambo with my Ferrari, my truck, my house, and go fuck.
about free speech and privacy. But there is no question that Hulk will be remembered as a man who spoke freely and lived very publicly to the delight of many millions of fans.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Just real quick, and then we can close this segment out from the Pierce Morgan uncensored show last night, which was about 30 minutes long. And now we know probably why Johnny Bald-Headed Dildo, Darren Prince, who appeared with me, and Vince Russo and Pierce, the whole entire segment, which was 30 minutes long, was titled, I'm bitter. He'd still be with us. I'm bitter. He'd still be with us. Remembering Hulk Hogan with Bubba the Love Sponge. Like, that was the title, I think, of the show. Was it not?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
New amount per zero, $50.
And so Lummy has found the exact point where Pierce is introducing us, 3 panelists, to talk about this. And you can see when they introduce Johnny Bald-Headed Dildo, Darren Prince, you can actually see him squint his eyes, pierce his lips, and act like a real little bitch Because you know why? Quite frankly, he had nothing to contribute. Vince contributed Hogan's, what he meant to wrestling and how he could cut a promo at 71 with the best of them, and the legendary status of him in the industry. I touched on the sex tape and the fact that I was the health insider, as this was all in real time. Terry's health decline was going down real time. I touched on that. And Darren, bald-headed dildo Prince, talks about how, I don't know, in the early 2000s, Terry helped him get off of pain pills. That's it.
He represents middle-aged wrestling marks.
Well, joining us to discuss his life and his legacy, the former head writer at WWF and WCW, Vince Russo, Darren Prince, Hulk Hogan's
right here. Look.
longtime friend and agent, and Hulk's.
What's he doing? Did he fart?
Yeah,
he gets worse. His own fart?
For real.
Discuss his life and his legacy.
What's that?
He gets worse.
Oh yeah, hold on. So watch this. And I'm going to run this down. I don't know that Darren Prince might be this guy that is what is considered like a booker or a handler, where you can get a hold of him to book these people to come do your event.
Well, it says he's like a manager, whatever that means.
But managers negotiate deals and look at contracts and look at contracts and make sure that you're protected and things like that. I've never heard of this guy. I've never heard of this guy.
See, the former head writer at WWF and WCW, Vince Russo.
Vince looks good, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
Darren Prince, Hulk Hogan's longtime friend and agent, and Hulk's former best friend who hosts the Bubba the Love Sponge show, Mr. Bubba the Love Sponge. Well, welcome to all of you.
Now look.
What?
So now it looks like he's focusing in on, because when we did this via Zoom, we literally
good find, Lummy.
Great find. We literally had this very same screen that you see right now on your screen. This is the screen that we saw. This is the exact screen. So he's looking at this screen, realizing that it's a 4-box Willie, Pierce far left, Vince, him, and me, and look at Vince looks normal. Pierce is looking down at his notes. I'm ready to go, wearing my Muhammad Ali shirt. And look at this guy. My Lord.
When he sent his legal letter to Pierce Morgan, he said that he never would have appeared on the panel if he knew that you and Vince were on it.
It'd have been a better panel without him.
You know what? And you know what they should have said? Us too. They should have said us too, because the two softballs that Pierce threw you were horrible.
Vince Russo, let me start with you. As a former head writer at WWF and WCW.
Now listen to Vince. Vince kills it. He's there to talk about the wrestling side of Terry.
When I heard this news, I just felt like one of the really big cultural icons of my life had just passed. That was how I saw.
Dan is a long-term effect of opiate abuse causing you to scrunch your eyes while you're live on TV. Is that a side effect?
It must be.
I don't know.
Hulk Hogan. Everyone knew him. Everyone was aware of him. There aren't many people who have that kind of global status. My kids loved WWE. They all revered him when they were young.
What's that?
That's when he just kind of sits up straight.
Now, I actually want to see the first time that he asks bald-headed dildo a question here.
His place in American culture.
I mean, it's just like you said earlier, hands down, the Babe Ruth of the sport. And for me, it was just
I wonder if Pierce Morgan's people be like, man, this would have been so much better without this guy, Johnny Monotone. Opioids, my foundation. Represent global megastars. I mean,
he's inspiring, man. Come on, he's motivating, inspiring. He makes me want to quit doing opiates.
You can look at.
You should sign with him, Bubba.
You can look at me and Vince. We have our headphones on. We have our microphones.
You guys are
audio.
professionals.
Our audio is studio quality. And we're not, we're on.
So does he have like a Bluetooth hearing aid?
I don't know what he has.
Blessing to get to know the real Terry Bollea that was always there for his friends, family, put God first, and had a heart of gold.
Gold plated.
For those who didn't know him, what was he really like?
I mean, just like I said, I mean, he would give you the shirt off his back. His fans meant everything to him. No matter how long it took, no matter where he was, he wanted to make sure those 30 seconds.
Tomorrow, today after the show, I'm going to reach out to my contacts, and I'm going to find out exactly what this guy's pecking order or status was with Hogan.
I can't wait.
Bubba, but I'm not trying to besmirch anyone, but in all honesty, in the years, the decades that you knew Hogan, did you ever see him like dig into his wallet and give someone a wad of cash, or literally take his shoes off and give it to somebody? You ever?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yes, I did.
You did. Okay.
Here's a couple stories. He always loved to do this, and it's pretty cool. Anytime, they say when you're rich, you want to get richer. Well, anytime like Mega Millions or Powerball or anything like that, when it rolls over 4 or 5 times, like we may not play it all the time.
But when it's 400 million, you start thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Even Hogan never played the weekly lotto, but when it rolled over 8 times, and this was like in the early 2000s, and it would be like $250 million or something like that. We would go to a convenience store. Like around what was it, alternate 19? That's not necessarily the best of places, know.
What place where they're still selling dirty magazines in the back?
No, but that Quickie Mart that sold lotto tickets, like that kind of grungy 7-Eleven around the corner.
Sure, we can get a couple of shirts or a hat maybe, or an illegal vape.
Right, exactly, that kind of guy. And then there would always be there would always be like a couple homeless people outside the store. And even in today's world, if you would go over to the where Gino works, just the 7-Eleven, 2 blocks from here, there's always a contingent there's a few homeless people that are just kind of lurking around there. So anytime we would go and buy lotto tickets, he would buy like 3 or 4 extra, and this is the one thing that he did a lot, and he would give them to the homeless people.
Oh, that's nice.
And he would always say, I'm telling you right now, brother, if you win, we get half. We get back in the car, and I go, Hogan, you really think that homeless person, if he wins, is going to track your ass down and give you half? Bitch, he's long gone. You're never going to see that. And he's like, I just like, giving him some hope and stuff. But that was the one thing that I saw.
Wow.
For that interaction, whether he had to hear about somebody's grandfather, where they were.
So let me just to be fair, I want to see how well Johnny Bald-Headed Numbnuts did here on the 3 or 4 times that Pierce threw it over to him. I know how I did. I'll skip through mine and Vince segments. I just want to see what he brought to the show.
Knight Rider says that Seth would love him because he does private autograph signings and sports and celebrity memorabilia for athletes and celebrities.
That's
what Johnny Poopy Pants does.
You know what, Seth? I think he's an autograph booker. I think that if you want Magic Johnson or Larry Bird to show up to your Comic-Con,
I go through him.
You call him.
Oh boy.
I think that's what he is.
Well, he said he represents global icon, so I guess that could be it.
He's a con broker. He's like a sports memorabilia. You know what? I bet you Daniel Rose knows.
Yeah, he probably knows who he is.
Let me get a hold of Daniel Rose and say, Daniel Rose, in the card world. See,
Hogan wasn't doing any autograph signings, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Sure.
He was doing some. He was doing some. He was. So that's all this guy is.
So if
he's
you
not a guy that anybody sending any contracts to for him to approve or disapprove or send it up the line to Terry's legal department for them to look at. This guy books Comic-Cons. That's what this guy does.
So does like furries and stuff too?
I'm sure he'll book a furry.
That's a whole other genre, but that's where the money is.
Yeah, I mean he'll book a furry. He'll book a cosplay. He'll book a Marvel gimmick. He'll book a Hulk Hogan. That's exactly what this guy
Some
is.
anime
happened. The father, the big brother, the uncle. He wanted to make sure those 30 seconds or that minute changed somebody's life and they remembered it forever.
There's a great clip doing the rounds, I think, on TikTok or something, and it's of a little boy who's come dressed.
Oh, it's the road. It's the road.
yeah,
it's the
set up.
It's the road deal. I'm trying to find back where they go where Johnny No Name. I'm sorry, Johnny Comic-Con Booker. I'm trying to now see, and again, Vince kills it. Watch Vince.
He found Christ. I think if anybody knew he was flawed, it was Hulk himself. And, he lived with some mistakes that he had made. But at the end of the day, man, he was a human being like us all. And in his legacy, I just hope that those things aren't held against him, because at the end of the day, we look at him as Hulk Hogan. We look at him as Paul Bunyan. The reality of the situation.
Yeah, but I had him booked at a Comic-Con in San Diego.
I sent you his company's website.
I don't have to go through any more of this. This guy's a fraud. I think this guy, when he says he represents global talent, it's global talent that's going to autograph sessions. I don't think that when Hogan did his beer deal that this guy brokered it at all. I don't think this guy brokered any of Hogan's real estate dealings.
No, he brokered R2D2 at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, right. He did.
Well, he said he wouldn't. He said he would never have any beer dealings, being the sober guy that he is.
That's right.
Yeah, he's not booking any. He's not doing any. I guarantee you, he wasn't the pivot, the point man when Hogan cut the deal to have the sports bar next to Madison Square Garden. I'm sure, Dan, that was a pretty entailed contract.
Right.
You're using his like and his marks and his likeness, and he's going to get either X amount of dollars per month to use his name and likeness, or he's going to get that plus a percentage override of X amount of dollars. But anyway, something like that's fairly complicated, and people like Jay and Steve and you and Kevin and they have business attorneys. You employ those people to look at those contracts. This guy isn't looking at no contract. This guy isn't a lawyer. This guy is a Comic-Con booker. he's gonna book the DC. He's gonna book the DC Comic-Con in Sheboygan, Wisconsin this weekend.
Let me got William Shatner there signing autographs.
I got to be honest with you, man. One of our naysayers and one of the things that the haters say, and it comes mostly from local radio companies and personalities, are that we're not relevant anymore. Bubba the Love Sponge is not relevant. Man, I can't think of any person right now in the Tampa media that's more relevant than me.
Bitches.
That doesn't have more national spotlight on him than me. And to the point where, and it's not because I have an extraordinary skill set or anything like that, it's because I've aligned myself and became friends with some people and remain friends with some influential people, and just happens to be my influential people have been in the national spotlight the last couple weeks. Hogan, of course, that we don't have to rehash that and the time frame and the timeline of what I've done with that. But also Deion Sanders, a very good friend of mine since 1996. We've remained close. Deion was in town last Wednesday. I went and spent 5 hours with him. And he told me this. He told me that he had bladder / cancer, and that he had beat it, and that he didn't want me saying anything on the air about it until after he spoke about it. He had said that He was going to have both of his doctors with him on Monday after team practice.
John Kostika, $100.
Thank you, Johnny. I have even pulled up my PayPal. I will here momentarily. And so Dion had bladder cancer, and the way they found out is he goes in for CT scans and various scans of his. Now, Dion, I don't know what foot it is. I think maybe it's his right foot. I don't know which foot it is, but he, while playing baseball and football, developed, and Dan might be able to get into what the diagnosis and what turf toe is, but Dion got turf toe bad, really bad, while playing professional athletics.
It's his left foot.
Okay, it's his left foot. And he got turf toe, and he always, for his entire career, fought this turf toe. And it's where you're, and on your main, if you are doing the type of coverage or physical skill set that requires you to be a cornerback or even any type of athlete, whether you're a basketball player, whether you're a baseball player, whether you're a football player, your big toe, your first two toes is where, for lack of a better term, you get all your grip.
All your power comes off that big toe.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
so for quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, corners,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You get all of your grip, and especially on a guy where your job is to backpedal, because a corner is, some corners play off the ball, some corners play. Dion used to try to smother you. Dion was so fast that if you could get by him on an initial footstep move, he could catch up to you. And in fact, the majority of Dion's interceptions came when the wide receiver beat him off the line with some kind of either hand or foot movement. And for a flash, he was open. And then by the time it took for the quarterback to register the guy being open and the time it takes for him to deliver that ball, Dion had already made up the difference and picked it off, or at least broke the pass up. Arguably, and I think, not arguably, I think it's been proven and been said by NFL insiders and those that know the NFL game better that he's one of the greatest shutdown cornerbacks in the history of the league. He would change the game, and the fact that he took, usually put him on, Jerry Rice, Andre Rison, he was usually the guy they put up on your number one guy. And he could change the game by taking one of your prolific receivers out of the game. You weren't going to throw 100 yards on Deion Sanders. So in doing so, he developed turf toe. And that's where and Dan, you can take it over from here, but it's my understanding it's where you start. It starts out with like straining those tendons and all of that whole muscle structure of your first and second toe to the point where you irritate it and it's tender and you can't push off on it like you want to. And as the irritation continues to go, if you don't completely heal from it, it starts becoming really, really a very painful and very, very big thing.
It's like a stress fracture too. It just never gets better, and it's chronic. It nags, and it has to do with the bone and the ligaments that connect the bones together. Because the foot's a bunch of little bones all connected together, and it has to do a lot. And as soon as you get like a little bit of a weakness, it just never gets better.
And so
These guys suffer.
one time on the air, I don't know if you were here or not, Lummy, he actually took his socks off.
Yeah, it was during the Super Bowl in 2009.
And he showed us his feet, and they looked like somebody.
The big toe was underneath the little toe.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it looks like somebody took a weed whacker to his first two toes.
Yeah.
Like they were just mangled up, and his big toe was like on top of his of his second toe, Dan.
Yeah.
Like his big toe had gotten so big and inflamed. And now this is after he is retired, but it never repaired itself. So anyway, he had complications from turf toe. And to the point where when he was at Jackson State coaching, he had a clot situation where the turf toe started producing clots in his legs, and it was a real touch and go situation, to the point where, and it's not a secret, anybody that knows anything about Dion, he spoke about it publicly, and I think he's actually shown it. It got so bad where they amputated his 2 toes. On his left foot, he only has, toes, 3, 4, and 5. He doesn't have his big toe or his second toe. So that's something that happened when he was at Jackson State, and he developed blood clots in his legs, and they finally got that remedied. And so in handling that health situation, he goes in every 6 months, Dan, for like an MRI or CT scans of his leg, of that, in particular, his entire leg, because, clots, if you have turf toe and you've had 2 of your toes removed, you just don't have clots like down in your ankle. It goes clear up to your thighs, clear up to your quadriceps, clear up to your hamstrings. Like, I think you're susceptible to blood clots through your entire leg.
Yes.
And so every 6 months, Dion goes in and gets a leg and X-ray, CT scan, and all that. Well, 4 months ago, just after, I think it might have been, it was diagnosed in April. He goes in for his standard procedure of CT scan, X-ray, and the tip, they weren't going for the abdomen. But it just happened to be the scan kind of went a little bit farther up into your belly a little bit, and the doctor saw a mass. And they're like, well, your leg's fine, and we weren't shooting your abdomen, but we want you to come. We need to shoot your abdomen because we see something that we don't like in your bladder area.
So lucky that they found it had what they call an incidental finding. Just by accident, they found something.
And Dion told me
the good Lord.
At lunch, he said, like, if it had been 4 inches, if this cancer had been 4 inches higher, they would have never caught it, because the overlay of the X-ray, didn't go much further than that, Dan. It just went into the lower portion of the belly.
Right, to the pelvis.
And so he goes in for his normal CT scans. They reshoot him then, Dan. They concentrate on the bladder area, and they see that he has a very aggressive tumor on his bladder. Like, to the point where they're like, this is a super aggressive, we've got to get this handled. And so, again, he's telling me this all last Wednesday, and he's pretty emotional about it. And it's my understanding, Dan, that he's beat it because they removed it, and they got all the margins. And it's also my understanding that they rebuilt a bladder for him.
Incredible.
And I didn't know that technology existed. I thought, and I asked him, I said, are you going to be on a colostomy bag? Because a lot of times people that have their bladder removed, that's the only option. I think it's fairly recent technology. Maybe Dan can help me out here, that they can rebuild you a bladder.
Yes. And it would be a colostomy, because that's when you have, fecal stuff come out. But it would be more of like a urotostomy.
Yeah, like a catheter.
Right. A permanent catheter come out, like a suprapubic catheter, just comes out and just
it collects your pee.
Right. That would be horrible for him.
And so Seth will even verify it with me, because as soon as I saw Seth on Friday, Seth was like, hey, how'd your lunch with Dion go? And remember, Seth, I got to take you outside because I didn't want the hot mic to pick it up, but I told you about this.
Well, I mean, when it kind of leaked out a couple of months ago that he was going through some health issues, but he said he was going to be okay and he was just waiting for the right time. I didn't know what it was, and you texted him, and he wrote back right away and said everything's all good.
Right.
So I didn't think that this was a possibility, but
I didn't either. Like, I didn't think that it was this like when he wrote me back after like you said when I asked him, I didn't think it was this major of a deal.
No, but I will say with the way that he handled it, kind of handling it behind closed doors, getting better, you know that he obviously lost a bunch of weight from, he did chemo, radiation.
205 to 179.
Yeah, I mean, but the way that he came out with his doctors yesterday, the way that they said he is cured, they didn't say they said he's cured.
Cancer-free.
He's ready to go. He said they asked him, I don't know if you have the clip, they asked him about how it felt staring death in the face, and he had a great line about that. There was just the way that he, I guess, approached it and handled it now as a survivor. I just thought was very inspiring, as he tends to be.
Did you give me any clips besides this one?
I have all the timestamps for when the doctors talked.
Too much life to be thinking about death. Too much life.
Coach Prime revealing today that he went through bladder cancer treatment and now says he is cancer-free after having his bladder removed during surgery. That cancer was detected during an annual CT scan that the coach gets because of his history with blood clots.
And he is ready to be with his team for the upcoming season.
By the way, he missed the entire spring and early summer portion of being with his team. So, this...
I just sent it to you, Bubba.
I sent you the clip. Yeah, I sent you Seth's clip.
And the kids were getting drafted while he was going through this, weren't they?
Yes. And as a matter of fact, he didn't have his surgery until after the draft. And so as this draft is unfolding and it's not going, obviously it was disastrous with regards to Shedeur. And Shedor's falling from potentially supposed to be a first rounder to definitely locked into a second to all the way to a fifth. And, Deion's
not happy about that.
Freaked out about that. He's got his Deion, and talking to Deion privately, he knows where it came from. He knows the scout that caused the problem. And
one guy did it?
Yep.
One prick did that? Cost him that much millions of dollars?
One guy from the Giants.
Man.
And Deion knows it. And Deion said he knows why the guy did it.
His last name's not Prince, is it?
No. God damn, you are really a cheese dick today. I'm just telling you.
The C Morning Zoo.
He's trying too hard, man. You're naturally funny and you're naturally informative.
He's doing a lot of callbacks.
The C Morning Zoo on Z100.
Did you talk about his dating life at all?
Yes.
So is he with that?
Yes.
Chirichi?
Yes, he is. She's
37.
She's 27 years young. I'm sorry. She's 21 years younger than he is. Nice. And she never left his side.
Nice.
And so, Lummy, here is an excerpt that has been circulating around. Is this where he introduces the two?
No. This is where he answers about staring death in the face.
Yeah, Lummy, then do me a favor. I guess you have the timestamps.
I have timestamps when the doctors were talking.
I'll hit this, and then we'll get into the full press conference next, okay?
All right.
You've kind of touched on it, but what was it like staring death in the face and dealing with the reality?
I didn't stare death in my face. I stared life in the face, man. Man, you think I'm playing when I tell you I'm God's guy. I really am. I'm allowed to go through these trials and tribulations so that I could touch and reach and bless people with my words, with the energy, with that thing that God gave me. So I never thought about no death. I had to make a will because I want to be a business. I want to be a good steward, for my kids and for my family. But no, I got too much life to be thinking about death. Too much life. I got too much life in me, and I got work to do. We got to win the third championship. You talking about death? No. God definitely ain't getting ready to take me before that.
Couple more markers.
Like that answer.
Yeah, that is good.
When we return, I think we have the entire story, and then you have some timestamps for me as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
okay.
2912.
2912, okay.
3004.
3004, okay.
3513.
3513, okay.
3641.
3641. And these are just all high spots?
Well, that's where for the doctors talking about the different surgeries, so when the doctors would talk.
Okay. I gotta find that Manhattan story.
TJ, where they make a new bladder out of your small intestines.
Is that what they do?
Yes, Bubba.
And is that...
Back on the main page.
Dion told me the only problem he has is with peeing.
Well, he doesn't have the muscle to help squeeze it out.
Oh, okay.
Big box, Willie.
So he probably has some retention afterwards.
You know what I told him?
730.
I go, ask your urology about, I mean, maybe I'm right and dead on, maybe I'm wrong, but I said, ask your doctor about Flomax.
The problem is, but bladders have a little bit of muscle, so you can kind of like squeeze that last little bit of urine out without the small intestine.
But wouldn't Flomax that opens up the ureter?
It would absolutely help. It would open up his prostate area.
Right, I said, Dion, ask about, taking 4.
How old's Dion now?
He's 2 years younger than me.
57?
He's 57, yeah.
Yeah, he should be on Flomax.
Yeah.
You got it done though, man.
He's got a prostate.
No, I probably couldn't get it taken off.
No.
I don't even know, Seth, that I give Missy Beefcake any fucking clout.
I don't know, man. It's just, I don't think that any clout you give her is anything that is really viable. Like, I don't think she can really turn this little attention into anything.
Would you say Ryan Sandberg's the best second baseman?
What about Joe Morgan? I don't know, I'm just asking.
People really made a mistake. If they just would have,
I'd say that backhanded glove,
completely debunked me.
I don't want to take anything away. I just want to play out all the possibilities,
Is he Howard? Because I know that Ryan Sandberg, he was at home in Derby, obviously, he was in Chicago in 89.
Very concerned.
The second baseman at that time weren't hitting for power.
Yeah, that's when 20 home runs
He's doing good. He's doing strong day by day. He's good. I mean, Jimmy Hart alluded to the fact that
268 for Morgan.
Okay. I think Rhino was like 300.
Let's see. Let's go to stats. So we don't see his. 282. 20 more.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah. A little higher batting average. Unbelievable,
His
man.
defense was.
Who's that?
Ryan Sandberg.
Was he 282 lifetime?
Yeah. No, yeah, 282 home runs.
Oh, well, but he was either a 300 or over 300 lifetime batting, I think.
I think he was a little under. Usually batted, he was that number 3 guy that was perfect between Mark Grace and Sammy Sosa.
He's 285.
285.
Who's
Ryan Sandberg. I grew up watching the Cubs, so that's when that traditional baseball speed guy, and then you get on base, and then third was like your all-around great player, 4 all like massive, and then you restart your lineup at your lower 2. 6, 7, 8.
11 Gold Gloves.
Wow.
Shut down the Heat.
He was a shutdown second baseman. Like, you weren't getting anything past him.
Yeah.
Cancer,
65.
Pancreatic cancer.
Oh, it sucks. Pancreatic cancer gets you.
Dan, isn't that the number? Like, as soon as they sew you up and you're done, right?
Yeah, months.
Now, can you catch that early or no?
Yes. Okay.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, will you resend me the Dion press conference? Because I X'd out of it. I got more open boxes than I've ever had. Don't forget Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army store, Bubba Army shop. The merch crick ordered 250 of the new, or not the new, but the reordered Bubba Army 9-inch retractable knife with the window breaker. And they're going fast. They're only $21.99. Probably about a $30, $35 knife. It's the fastest little trinket we've ever sold. In conjunction with, we ordered more of the, I think you can hold at least a 6-pack in your lunch. The Bubba Army lunch boxes as well. Go to Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army shop, BubbaArmyStore.com. So, Dan, we were talking about off the air the most deadly cancer that a person can get, and it's what Ryan Sandberg, arguably one of the, I would say, Seth, one of the top 5 Cubs of all times. You got Ernie Banks. You got Ryan Sandberg. You got
Sammy Sosa, technically. You want to put him in there?
You got to put
Fergie Jenkins.
Billy Williams.
Billy Williams. I mean, I don't think you can put Dave Kingman in there, but I mean, don't forget there were some. Ron Say played for the Cubs. Bill Buckner played for the Cubs.
Ron Santo.
Yeah, I mean, so, but he was probably outside of Ernie Banks, the most loved Cub, I think, in what I know about the Cubs. And I grew up in Warsaw, Indiana, which, as the crows fly, is only about 105 miles away from Wrigley Field. And so we all grew up Cubs fans because WGN was one of the very few. I think TBS out of Atlanta.
Yep.
WGN out of Chicago. I think were like 2 stations that everybody in America got.
Especially here in Florida.
So all Florida, you were either a Braves or a Cubs fan. That's it. And I grew up a Cubs fan. And man, Ryan Sandberg was towards the latter part. I was already, I think, grown. His what was his years?
It was pretty much like 84. I mean, it was good 84 to like 96.
Yeah, so I was like graduated
95.
and in college. I really didn't get I wasn't, as a kid, we'd come home and turn on WGN and try to catch, if it was a 1 o'clock game, we'd try to catch the last few innings of it. And if it was a 7 o'clock game, well, they didn't remember for years, clear up until when I was in Chicago doing nights is when they brought lights to Wrigley Field. So clear up until 1989, it was either 1989 or 1990, Wrigley Field was the only.
It was 88.
Okay, 1988. It's when I first got to Chicago. And Wrigley Field finally got lights. But prior to there, I mean, for 100 years, Wrigley Field, they could only play day, unless they were on the road, they could only play day games. Did you know that, Dan?
Why did they wait so long to change that?
It was just, tradition.
Yep.
And so, it was a day game deal. And Ryan Sandberg at age, Seth, really young, 56?
65.
65. Dan, by today's medicine standards, especially a former athlete, not some fat 500-pound 2-pack a day smoking, guy that lives in Naperville, Illinois, but instead, Ryan Sandberg was an athlete, a really, 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 really high-level athlete. For an athlete to die at, and he wasn't a big guy. Like, he wasn't a NBA 7-footer. What was he, 6'5", 6'1"? What was he, Lummy? He wasn't.
No, yeah, he was about, I would say, 6 foot.
Yeah. For a guy that, was a high-level athlete to die at 65 with today's medicine is quite rare.
Yeah, it's sad.
And you were talking Rick Russell, along with, don't forget, Rick Russell had his brother at one time, Paul. The Cubs had Paul and Rick Russell as pitchers. Big, kind of heavy set dudes.
Yeah.
On the pitching mound.
The Cubs always had names, and you always got excited every year. And then by July, they were 30 games under,
By July, they were always horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had Don Zimmer, and they went through the coaches too,
Oh, yeah.
I always thought Chicago did Joe Madden so dirty, and the fact that weren't they, Seth, one of the maybe them and the Brown, I don't know, like they were one of only one or two organizations that have the longest dry spell of winning a championship.
Yeah, but I mean, he walked into a ready-made situation to win it all.
Yeah, but he did win it all after it wasn't 109 years, something like that.
I think 1914, I think was there, or 1908?
No, I think it's 1908.
Yeah, 1908.
Yeah, and there was this big goat controversy that they would have won it all one year, but this guy brought his goat to the game.
They kicked the guy out.
And they kicked the guy out, and it was a curse of the goat. And then they had that other dude, I forget what his name was.
Bartman.
Bartman, that interfered with the Marlins guy to catch a foul ball.
Well, Moises Alou was on the Cubs at the time.
So, anyway, the great Ryne Sandberg, one of the greatest Cubs of all time, died. And let me, was it pancreatic?
That's what it said, yeah.
And Dan, the minute, even if you were to catch, first of all, how do you catch pancreatic cancer? It most certainly is
prostate cancer.
I'm sorry. Oh, it was
prostate cancer.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's
different.
very.
It's the opposite.
That's very fixable.
Yeah.
I mean, but Dan, let's not talk about prostate. Let's talk about pancreatic.
Okay.
How do you catch pancreatic cancer early?
It's got to be by accident. It's got to be like an incidental finding, like what happened with Dion. Exactly. You have something other study, and they're like, oh, we see a spot on your pancreas. Then you have a chance of surviving. But if the tumor gets so big that it starts obstructing your pancreatic ducts or your bile duct, you're done. You're dead.
So,
in 3 to 5
but here's
months.
the deal. It's like when I get my blood taken, I get it taken every 6 months. Are there markers in your blood work that can show you're having problems with pancreatic or no?
Yes, amylase, lipase, some of those things start going up.
Which could potentially, but that's also how you get.
But yeah, those are later findings, and so you're already probably screwed at that point.
But not on prostate, because usually your PSA starts elevating.
Right. But no one tests for the PSA anymore. We're not screening old guys for prostate cancer like we used to. Everyone's afraid of doing a rectal exam. Everyone's afraid of getting it. The insurance companies aren't paying for PSAs on all these old people. And if you talk to any urologist, they'll tell you that over the last 10 years, they've seen a significant increase in advanced prostate cancer.
Because
it's a shame because we're not screening properly.
Maybe insurance companies, as doctors are ordering blood labs, they're not paying for the PSA test anymore.
Yeah, they're just not doing it, and no one's. Doctors are so hands off these days. They touch the computer, they don't touch the patient anymore. And you'll notice that when you go see your doctor, you just see the top of their head as they're got their face buried in their interface to enter all your data. It's ridiculous. They spend all their time typing instead of touching, and you can't diagnose without touching it. The fingers.
So are you offering a free prostate check for all your former employees here, all your fellow employees here?
Everybody. I can do prostate exams
everybody
on
come
everybody.
in next Monday with your pants down and just line us all up, and Dan's going to come in there 2 fingers deep and check and take.
No, it doesn't take 2. It just takes 1 long.
And you gotta, I think you gotta get on it, and then you gotta go around the farm on it to make sure that it's smooth, there's no nodules, and it's not inflamed.
Yep.
It just takes maybe 5 seconds?
It takes about 5 seconds.
But man, I've had it done a couple of times, and it really takes. Like Lummy, you're
5 seconds of paradise.
You're having a real good day, and next thing you know, the doctor checks your prostate. It just takes you right to 0. It just takes you like, oh my God, I just feel violated.
Because you had yours done on the air.
Yeah, I never do that again.
Well, Mark, did you prostate with you on the air?
With Howard on the phone.
Really?
Your reporter Kelly Worthman's got.
Hold on. So Howard was on the
line. Can I do
Seth's
with you on the phone?
Sure. Howard was on the phone, and I was on the board, hands on the board, ass up, and Dr. Mark gloved up, put a little Vaseline or whatever he does, and went around the farm, and I was like, ah! And Howard's like, Bubba, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I feel a little embarrassed right now.
Join us in a few moments with more on his diagnosis and treatment. We want to start, though, with Romy being live now, getting ready for Monday Live. And Romy, you host Coach Prime's Playbook here on CBS Colorado each season with Dion. The prognosis seems good. His outlook certainly inspirational.
Absolutely, Karen. There was a lot of anticipation going into today's presser.
I was even seeing things like an hour before the press conference where all these, Twitter people trying to search for clicks and clout were saying, inside information that Deion is going to step down as the head coach today at Colorado, news conference in 30 minutes. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. I know for a fact that's not going to happen. I just had lunch with him on Wednesday, and he was talking about how he beat it, and he was looking forward to, meeting some new portal guys that he hadn't met yet. And he was actually talking about his, how he recruits and his recruiting technique. So and then Lummy, he invited me to a game. He's like, Bubba, you got to come to a game this year. So I'm like, well,
he better be coaching if you're going.
Yeah, he better be coaching or I'm screwed.
We're going to find out, and it was the best possible outcome. Deion Sanders is cancer-free. As he said to all of us in the meeting, you can clap, everybody. You can clap. He went in for a routine checkup, as Michael mentioned, and quickly found out he had a tumor in his bladder. Within a month, he had the operation and was on to recovery. Now, Prime said he lost about 25 pounds throughout this process, and he is just getting used to a new way of life. But
Deion said he rolls around healthy at a 205 to 210, healthy, strong. Hell, last year I was watching his ex, and he put up 225 for 11 reps.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, you do what, 15, 16?
I don't know.
Oh.
So where's he weigh now?
Well, he said he got down to 179, and he was up to 188 when I had lunch with him.
Oh, so he's already bouncing back.
Yeah. So, absolutely.
he is back in Boulder, and he will be coaching the Colorado.
I'll tell you one thing, man. Him and I tore up some shrimp cocktail at Bouillon, and he had a po' boy sandwich, Lumby, and I had a smash burger.
Nice.
Oh, so he's not just drinking like green drinks and stuff now?
No, hell no. He had the $25 shrimp cocktail we split in two. And then he had a po' boy sandwich, with the fried shrimps on top.
You guys split a shrimp cocktail?
Yeah. It comes with 6. I'll take 3. You take 3.
Jeez, Dr. Dan.
God, Dan.
Season.
Deion makes $11 million a year, and he knows how. He'd have to go crazy.
He said there was never a discussion about giving up coaching.
He's like, man, and he didn't know that. But he didn't know at the time that I had the tab taken care of.
Right.
So I blew a call into Steve. Steve blew a call into Jeff Garagante. Jeff Garagante got with Titus. They were over at the Union, and they came over and greeted us for lunch. And then the waitress comes over and says, Mr. Bubba, you don't have a bill here. Jeff took care of it.
Oh, that's nice.
Right in front of Deion. And you know what, Lummy, that just puts you over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bubba, could you ask Deion where he got those overalls?
Would you like a pair?
I would. I mean, I feel like if I ever have anything important to announce in my life, I would like to wear that exact outfit.
As long as you accompany it with a cowboy
hat.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean the full ensemble.
I'd even wear the Jesus chain. I don't even care.
We'll get you some costume jewelry.
It's a great look for overcoming cancer.
I mean, it literally looks like he's a farmer.
He never even thought about it. As far as life moving forward,
I really think, and hold on, this little touch that you may not have picked up on, I think they are private labeled Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, those are Prime overalls. So, Seth, we just can't get you any regular overalls. I better get a hold of Deion and get an extra large Prime.
Oh, man, I'm looking them up now.
Got it. As far as life
Prime overalls in your size.
Moving forward, there will be new challenges, but if anyone's ready for it, it's Coach Prime.
It's tough. But I was warned about the trials and what I'm going to have to go through. And it's a whole new lifestyle. That's pretty much how Doc explained it to me. It's a whole new lifestyle. I already have a new lifestyle. I got 8 toes, man. Like I'm sitting here talking to you with 8 toes.
He said, I'm sitting here talking to you with 8 toes. Listen to him, listen.
I'm talking to you with 8 toes. And half of my legs are cut out like shark bites. So I'm built for this. I got too much life in me, and I got work to do. We got to win the third championship. You talking about death? No. God definitely ain't getting ready to take me before that.
I did see Lummy on a scouting report. They're saying it's going to be either the kid from Liberty or the 5-star recruit freshman they got out of high school.
Oh.
Supposedly this quarterback that they got was the number 2 overall ranked guy in all of high school football.
Pretty good.
But did he say that he didn't he didn't come out until it was over because he didn't want people to see him weak? Did he give you?
He just didn't want.
Because I feel like he wouldn't want anybody to see him, losing weight and battling that.
He had this thing so locked down and to the point where I mightn't say lied, but he didn't even tell, except for Bucky. His eldest son, Deion Sanders Jr., except for him, and and Deion Sanders Jr.'s Bucky's sister, who's Deandra, who just had a baby, by the way. Except for those two, none of the kids knew. And Deion was just telling him there in the procedures and stuff like that he was having complications with his toes and legs and blood clots. They had no idea about the bladder situation because he didn't want to worry them, and he didn't want it to be a distraction because he knows, he's like, listen, Shador and Shiloh's got a bunch of work ahead of them. They don't need to be worried about me. They are now officially, trying to make the Bucks and the Browns respectfully. And he actually, think about this, Dan, he knew about this very aggressive bladder cancer while the draft was going on. And you know how stressful the draft was. And so he waited till after the draft to have his surgery, and he did.
I said this earlier, one of the things that we love about Coach Prime is his way to fill a room that is filled with potential sadness and fill it with humor and education, and also kind of taking a jab at.
Nice cleavage on this deal.
Bubba, do you think he filmed some of this experience and is going to maybe do a documentary later?
I think so.
And then here's the other motivation. Do you also think that maybe he didn't want to spook the new recruits and the portal guys, thinking that he wasn't going to be around the coach this fall? That would be another reason not to publicly talk about it, because he didn't want to scare them off. Because if I was a college athlete and I wanted 2 years with a guy as a coach, and he came down with aggressive bladder cancer in May, I'd question my portal choice.
Yeah, I mean, the whole program potentially could be upended if
it didn't work out well.
If people that they have signed from the portal, if these, the number 2 overall kid in high school catches wind. Listen, every kid that goes to Colorado doesn't go there because they have, the legacy of Alabama or, Clemson or Florida State or, there's these big franchises in college football that speak for themselves. And the coach is there to, promote the legacy of the school. Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Florida State, Florida, Miami, Alabama, LSU. Let me the big, huge Texas Tech. Texas. Colorado isn't in that conversation. Colorado isn't in that, hey, we are a legendary football juggernaut that's always competitive. Now, they've had their competitive years, but only 3 or 4 of them. And so anybody that goes to Colorado, you're going there for Deion. You're going there because you are being coached by a man that's a Hall of Famer and has 2 other Hall of Famers on his staff. And so Colorado sells you with, we got coaches that have been to where you want to go and know what it takes to get you there. That's what they sell you on. Along with it's a beautiful campus. I think they're as competitive in the NIL deal as the next guy. Except Deion will hold you accountable. Like if you start getting bad grades, he'll hold your NIL money. You start skipping school and making a fool, he'll hold your NIL money.
At himself, and he said he's gone through 14 surgeries since 2021. Think about that. It's 2025, guys. He's been through tremendous adversity, so this is nothing new to him, but he is ready to coach, eager to see his team, and this was a very...
By the way, on our Facebook and our X, both at the Bubba Army, maybe Lummy will send me a link. There's pictures of... And I didn't... A lot of people are like, hey, Bubba, when you get with Deanna, why don't you roll some tape Why don't you ask him some questions? I'm like, because that's why Dion is my friend. Because I'm not trying to get content from it.
I sent you because it looks like he's going to release it on his YouTube. Part 1 of him being
right
before
here.
the surgery.
Yeah, so he's going to do a little documentary.
Well, Facebook's us, and then the Dion one is him getting rolled in to get his.
Where's my picture? There it is. There's my picture from last Wednesday, and then I think he was with Titus. There's Hogan.
Yeah, if you go the other way, right, it goes right next.
Oh, my bad. I'm here you go. There's him and Titus. I took that with my phone, and I guess my phone's got I don't know if the lenses are dirty or not. Titus came back and goes, "Well, you got an iPhone 6?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Use my phone to take a picture."
Oh, man. Wow.
Titus called me out bad.
Really?
He did, yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Jeez.
So, so what did you send me here, Lummy?
Oh, I also
think,
sent it 'cause
I think I can get rid of that.
Yeah, Dr. Dan was asking me about like taping, and it looks like he's already put out part 1 last night about him getting the whole setup.
So yeah, because he tapes everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was figured he'd probably put together like a documentary.
Yeah, here it is. Let me play.
Damn, 200,000 watches already.
200 already?
Yeah.
You know, I got my other brother right here, too.
All right, so
Even the baby got a little something. We ready now.
man, I mean, wow. May 9th, which is Dan, right, was just, I think, maybe a week after the draft.
I think it was pretty close to it, yeah. Week after? About a week.
Afterwards?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Poor guy, man.
I like how he picked the operating room 21.
Kim is going to be your nurse again.
Okay.
So she'll be right in, okay?
So let me tell you what's going on right now.
All right, so Dion's going to break it down right here.
Did he do this in Colorado or Texas?
I think he did this in Texas.
Okay.
I think this was in Texas, yes.
Right now?
MD Anderson or something?
What's that?
Like MD Anderson or one of those places, one of those big cancer places?
Yeah, probably.
In the hospital.
He lives about an hour north of Texas. I'm sorry, an hour north of He lives about
Dallas.
an hour north of Dallas.
I don't even know what time it is. But,
see, and you got to think right here, man. This guy's probably pretty scared.
He's got to be nervous, Bubba. He's got to be.
I can tell. Listen, I know the guy, and I can tell. I mean, he doesn't have the confidence in his voice.
Look at his eyes, man.
I mean, he's scared.
You're ready to have a surgery.
Yeah, this makes me want to cry, man.
Bladder.
Hello, sir.
There she go.
We just keep eating like this.
No, unfortunately.
How are you? Oh, I like that. Got your nice warm robe on for the day.
She's been awesome.
No.
She's
Sorry
a
you're
blessing.
here.
Yeah, me too.
But you know what? You're in great hands.
It is.
We're going to take good care of you.
I'm going to get into it.
You're going to get into this. Don't put anything in your pockets.
I'm not.
Okay. Let me get you some warm
He
wipes.
said he had a bladder cancer surgery at University of Colorado Cancer Center.
Oh, okay.
All right. It's been wonderful. You could tell by the familiarity that we've been here before. I can't even get myself to say it.
Yeah, he's so freaked out.
Going on?
We are at the hospital because...
And I think this is who he's seeing nowadays. I asked him, Dion, what are you doing? Like, what's up with your love life? He goes, I've been seeing this girl from California.
She looks like she's from California.
But I'm keeping a low profile. But she's 21 years younger. 21, get it, Sponge? I go, oh, I got you.
We are dealing with...
And see, Dan, you being a doctor, when you're in that pre-op room, and I'm assuming they're taking him back like now, right? Like I'm assuming like this is literally after he gets dressed and wired up, they're going. I'm assuming, correct? I mean,
yes.
I don't think they put you in a room. This looks like to be like a pre-op room, and They make you stay for 2 days. Like when you go to TOS to do your surgeries, Dan, we're rocking and rolling. They're gonna get you gowned up. They're gonna run your IV line for the anesthesiologist and get you all, in your gown, and we're going.
Then we're going back.
It's go time. Right? It's go time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when you do your surgeries, it's not never, very rarely, at least as a plastic surgeon, not when you were a resident, but it's usually not life or death. It's an elective procedure that somebody's doing, that you're doing cosmetic, you're a cosmetic surgeon, and you're, putting in a set of boobs, doing some liposuctions, doing a tummy tuck, doing a rhinoplasty, doing, the plethora of things that are, you do. So, people, you're not dealing with something that could kill you.
Not usually.
And so I can only imagine the emotion when you're in pre-op and you're getting your gown on and you're putting your socks on and you're putting all the things that you got to put on, and it's something this serious. I can imagine where emotions would overcome you, and I would cry. I'd be like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Because this isn't, this is a pretty big deal. Bladder cancer, Dan, is a pretty big deal. You don't know if you're gonna be peeing in a bag the rest of your life. You don't know. When Dion was explaining this to me, he's like, they didn't know if they could until they got in there. And Dan, you can help me verify this or not. He said, but it was 50-50 as to whether they were going to be able to take my intestine and make a bladder, or based on the configuration of his intestine, or he was going to pee in a bag for the rest of his life. And they couldn't tell him necessarily until they got in there what route they had to take.
That's the scariest.
Is that true?
Yes, that's the scariest.
So
because you don't know what's going to
me.
happen. You have no idea what you're going to end up with at the end.
And he was so scared. And as I was talking to him last Wednesday, he was like, what I was most scared with, they assured me that they could get it. They assured me that they could get it all and that I wasn't going to die and I was going to be okay. But they couldn't assure me how I was going to evacuate my urine. And they said not until they got in, and obviously I would be asleep at that point, as to whether they could build me a new bladder based on the way my intestines are configured, or they were going to have to run a catheter and I was going to have to pee into a bag. He goes, that's what I was most, freaked out about. And so at this point, Dan, as you're getting ready, you don't know if you're going to be attached to a bag for the rest of your life.
No, you don't. It's really scary.
All right, so I'm going to skip her and go right and go to Prime.
Texting the boys. It's their first day of practice today, and I'm excited.
And this is the first day of rookie orientation for Shador and Shiloh.
So literally a week after the draft.
Yep.
This is kind of the first day that we've been apart for a long time.
And you got to understand, he raised these boys. He had full custody of these boys.
And coached them all through school.
And so this is the first time he'd ever been away from him, and now he's suffering a potential, very catastrophic health event with just his girlfriend. And Bucky. I'm sure Bucky's the one taping.
Love you, son, and proud of you. I can't wait to hear.
All right, I'm gonna try to.
This is number 14, by the way.
Surgery?
Yeah. Since 2021.
Now is that? Okay, here they go. So I just want to.
You don't have any jewelry on you?
Nope.
Okay. You didn't bring any knives, guns, pepper spray out.
You gotta get all the blood.
Yeah.
Well, what we got for?
We can take his A1C or what for? Did the doctor order that too?
So Dan, what are they doing here? You're the doctor.
They're just getting his IV started, taking blood, just doing some
This is just for your blood sugar. This is the number, so you don't feel it. And this is what's going to collect it all.
I don't feel right now.
Procedures, if we find something in the lymph nodes or something like that, we would absolutely. Right? Most of the time they don't.
So Dan, this is the doctor.
Yeah, I heard her talk. She speaks well.
She's good.
Yep.
All right, I'll let you hold this. So remove bladder, that inside of the prostate, pelvic lymph nodes, just a few, and make the neon bladder. All right. The biggest risk of
I guess Dan, they knew that he could make a bladder, but they, off camera, he told me that they said they might not.
Well, they don't know till they do it, but
Right.
that was the plan.
Right.
all of these is infection. All right. If you have any fevers or chills, you need to call me and let me know right away. Need for additional treatments or procedures. If we find something in the lymph nodes or something like that, we would absolutely recommend chemotherapy or immunotherapy afterwards. Okay. Urinary retention means you're not able to empty. Urinary incontinence, and we talked about the nighttime incontinence. Questions?
I got a question. I thought the whole point of this procedure was so it wouldn't be recurrent.
Correct. But if we find something we're not expecting, like especially something in the lymph nodes, that could change the risks of recurrence a lot.
Bless their hands, Lord. Just give them the mouth.
You good? How you doing? Right, we good. Everybody good? You good too? Yeah. You good?
He's going on down.
man.
He's going down, checking on everybody that's getting ready to have a surgery if they're good.
Man, that's cool.
That's good, man. God bless him.
Bless him. Every time. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
The spirit is.
Be praying for you. You got this. You got this.
Come on, everybody got something going on. We better be happy around here. We happy. I don't know what's going on with y'all. Everybody happy? You good?
You good? How you doing?
That's right, we good. Everybody good? You good too?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Can you imagine? You're just going in for a minor procedure and you got prime time. You good?
And
Seth,
everybody knows him.
Seth, you good?
I'm good. Nice to see you, Dion.
How's the team going to be this year? I can't get into it right now.
Everybody got to perk up around here.
Everybody needs to perk up around here, he said.
I can't be the only one come back.
I can't be the only one come back.
Y'all good in there? Everybody good?
We're all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, he's got to do some hospital visits after this. He could lift some spirits of.
All right. This is where we're gonna part ways with you guys. Okay. Good night.
So Dan, did they give him some pre?
Yeah, they gave him some probably Ativan
some
or
pre-TT9i.
Yeah, Versed or Ativan.
So
He's half asleep.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't remember this part.
Right.
Where's my son?
I'm right here.
I got a treat.
Yes, sir.
It's good to hand us, right?
Yes, sir.
Where is he?
All right, when I come back, I'll go through the timestamps that you gave me where the doctors actually talked about the procedure when we get back, okay?
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Okay, perfect. My first one is 12:35.
Everybody.
Seth in here?
Yeah, what's
Tell
up?
Seth, this comes from Gooch, suffering in silence. Tell Seth yesterday, I thought he was really turning into a car guy because he had a Chrome shirt on for the Chrome shop. Turns out it's Topps Chrome, which is a player card. So disappointed. Because the Chrome Shop is a truck stop up in, off of Wildwood. He thought
I don't know that. Yeah. Chrome the truck stop?
He thought you were fucking promoting the Chrome Shop.
What did he think happened to me?
You ready to change your own oil?
Did he think that somebody just sent? I mean, if somebody sent me a shirt, I guess I'd wear it.
Let me only 100 knives left.
Uh-oh, gambling in baseball. What's up, Nick the gun guy? Again, thanks for helping with that Atlas gun. And thanks again to Adam. Xerxes. Seeing Redneck.
And that 5:20 goes fast.
It sure does.
God.
An extra minute and a half, though, made a difference.
It does.
Are you heading here? Jay got his shoulder injured this morning.
Who?
Jay.
Got what?
PRP in his rotator cuff. He hurt his rotator cuff at Surf Ranch. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it does shoot buttery smooth. It's a sign of that. Yeah, he's getting his injection.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Has texted me, and there's 93 Bubba Army 9-inch retractable window punch knives left. 93. I should have ordered 500. She told me to order 500. I'm like, man, let's just order 250. Let's just get 250 out. She's like, I'm telling you, no, I've never seen anything sell like this ever. Order 500. So let me, if these things sell out here, I'm going to probably have to order another. Do I order another 250 or do I just order 1,000?
I think we just get in the weapons and shoe business. Bubba's Weapon and Shoes Emporium.
I like that. And maybe have some cards too.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
something at the checkout.
Right. You got to have a counter. My counter could be me and Dan can do the weapons and the knives, and Lummy can be he could be working the door for security.
That's right.
And then you got your little card table over there.
Now it sounds like we're running a garage sale, Bubba. I'm trying to set up a professional business for you.
We're running a strip mall deal. Gimmick here. Here's the merch crick, and she shows you the this is a total of 9 inches with the belt clip, the emergency window punch, and then the very quick. Pew. Listen to the power behind that. Listen to how fast that is. There you go. And Lummy, I cheat. I throw a little WD-40 down mine.
Yeah, you do.
Mine's extra fast. Mine's probably a millizillion second faster. Then I just wipe the excess off, and I got myself a fast retractable 9-inch in more ways than one, cousin. Lummy, this is the press conference from Dion. I'm going to do the timestamps of where the doctors talked about his condition, go into words, and then come back with the Manhattan situation where I think was it 1 dead and 5 injured. And
I think 4 dead.
4, yeah.
Oh, 4 dead.
The guy left a note, said he had CTE and to study his brain.
From what?
Football. He played high school football.
High school football?
High school football.
I mean, maybe more, but I know of high school.
It was in the headquarters of the BlackRock hedge fund, and also the building where the NFL headquarters were. Mm-hmm. Did you know that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see you've been cheating on us with the Broncos.
Well, but not today. I left that.
I appreciate that.
Always. A question for you, and also a question for Doc. For Doc, just curious, moving forward, what does this look like? Does anything change in regard to his day-to-day? And then, Coach, as you look through, you're talking about you never said
one
why
at a time, bro.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember that kind of stuff.
All right.
Day-to-day, I think will, for most patients, becomes just a new way of life. But outlook, very good. We'll just keep them on routine surveillance scans. Other than that, nothing else.
And help me with this pee problem.
I'm telling you, Dion, I told you Wednesday, ask for some Flomax. I mean, for real.
Coaches.
You guys think I'm playing.
Dion's tore up about this pee deal. He's like, man, I cannot pee. And I dribble at night.
Whoa.
Is that called incontinence, Dan?
Yes.
Too old for this.
As you look back and you said you never asked why me, you've always been this positive person. When you look at the challenge outside.
When you found out about the cancer, you kind of just take us into that and why you went down the path you did.
Well, Doc, can you explain what went along with the different decisions?
Sure. Yeah. So the type of cancer he has a very high recurrence rate, and there can be progression as well. So the options for that type of cancer is to treat it within the bladder, which would be a long series of treatments, 3 years coming down to my office, getting the treatments in the bladder, with still a 50% chance of recurrence. And so that was when we talked, his values did not align with that. His values aligned with being there for his family and for the team, and wanted to move forward with the curative option, which was the bladder removal.
Coach, you admitted it was scary when you heard the original diagnosis. When did you realize you were going to be able to coach again? And is that the plan to coach?
I always knew I was going to coach again. I didn't realize I was going to coach again. I was always going to coach. It was never in my spirit, in my heart, that God wouldn't allow me to coach again. That's never thought like that. It's just that I didn't want to be running down to the hospital once a week when I got all this on my plate I didn't want that, and I was even like, okay, can they bring one of the machines and put them in the office? You know, I'm serious, like dead serious. Like, can they?
We had a lot of conversations.
Give it a lot of conversations. And Doc would look at me like he is crazy.
No.
I saw it in your eyes.
Removal and what did you go through during that whole process, Coach, of having your bladder taken out in a prosthetic?
For the doctors first.
Yeah. So thanks for the question. At the University of Colorado, UC Health, we usually do the procedure robotically. So it's a laparoscopic surgery where we attach a robot to the patient, and then we do all the maneuvering of the robot. And then once the bladder comes out, we also take some lymph nodes, make sure it hasn't spread, and it didn't. And then we make a new bladder for people. We use their own intestines, so they don't have to take immunosuppression. But it is a new way of life, and it is a learning curve for sure.
So, Dan, I mean, they did this robotically? And how big is the bladder?
The bladder is about the size of your fist to your hands opened up.
Okay. And they remove all of that.
Yes.
And then use his intestine,
his small intestines,
to build another one.
Mm-hmm.
And now
they back it all in itself, and they kind of they do like the stapler, and they make it like a double,
like a pouch.
Yeah.
Is that new technology?
It's been around for a while. It's been around for a while, probably about 25 years.
As far as building you a new one.
Mm-hmm. Because if they did a bladder transplant, like they said, they'd have to do immunotherapy for the rest of his life. And
can the doctor address that as well?
Yes.
How scary this cancer is.
Yeah. So the bad side of this cancer is, if it does progress to the muscle, the rate of metastasis is about 50%. Only about 10% of people live 5 years, even with our current medical treatment, if it metastasized. So, very lucky to have found it at this stage where it was still.
And again, they found it when Dion was getting a CT scan of his leg issues, and that's how they found it. Otherwise, they weren't specifically looking for it. Who goes in for hey, listen, I need to go in for a bladder scan. None of us do. So, Dan, if they hadn't, whoever the CT scan, technician was, hadn't, kind of maneuvered the CT machine so that it got a little bit of the lower belly, Dion might not make it.
Well, they were looking at the iliac veins. So that's in that pelvis.
I could say the word cure because I don't use that word lightly as a cancer doctor. And I think, there's a lot of patients where we don't have that same conversation.
So I'm thankful for the checkup, and I fight them on going to get the checkups. So I'm telling you all again, please, not just you people out there watching, but you people in here, get checkups. Please go get checkups.
Do you want to share the timeline on the checkup versus the surgery or not? How much time did you have to make that decision?
Yeah, we were in spring ball during the time. So he had the imaging beginning of spring ball or mid-spring ball.
I think it was April.
By beginning of May, we were already the surgery was already done.
You think that's the team doctor?
I think that's a team. Yes, I think she's a team. Yes, and I think Seth, if I remember right, he brought her from Jackson State.
I felt like when they were showing the video, she was the one that was sitting on the floor.
She was.
Okay.
She was. And I think he liked her and her skill set, and that he brought her from Jackson State.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, like.
Hey, find a good doctor, man. You got to roll with him.
He really, more so than he's given credit for, he employs a lot of females. I think the head of his football, I think the assistant head of football operations is a female.
A lot of it's his family, isn't it?
No. I don't think so. I think his family does a lot of his personal stuff and maybe some stuff with the team, but I think it's more on the personal side of things. What I didn't know after having lunch with Dion a week ago tomorrow is that do you know what his salary was for Jackson State?
Wasn't it a couple 100,000?
300,000.
Yeah.
And do you know how much the remodel cost? Because, it was a dump. It was a complete dump. He was there, 2 or 3 years?
I think 3.
3. It was a complete dump. and he did. Hell, you could go back and find the video of him walking through and doing the remodel. The remodel was $400,000, and guess who paid for it?
No,
he did.
Wow,
he paid for it because Jackson State wouldn't pay for it. And he ended up, and he wasn't going to stay at Jackson State forever just because he just needed a starting point to be able to show how good he is. But he's like, yeah, I mean, I lost money coaching at Jackson State, but I was investing in myself. But in order to get the players that I needed and have an HBCU competitive program, I needed a better facility, so I figured I'd dip into my pocket, make my facility more competitive, because let's be honest, I mean, you guys, anybody that knows anything about college football, it's all about facility. It's all about it's all about your indoor, your outdoor, your nutritional program, your weight room, your recovery deal. I mean, it's all about facility. In fact, even in the NFL, some free agents will make decisions on where they go. Some places, like the Bucs used to have the biggest dump ever.
The worst.
It was like their weight room was outside next to the airport, and it's not a wonder that players back in the day didn't get cancer from all the jet fuel they smelled.
They were literally on the approach. The weight room was outside. The buildings were all like RVs and trailers,
like portable classroom buildings.
Yes, like portable classroom, and the weights themselves were all rusty.
And so now
they get rained on every day.
Now NFL, man, they take great lengths in having competitive facilities so that free agent's like, this team's got this and this. Well, college football is the same way now.
Well, by the way, Bubba, can I just do a little aside about Tampa Stadium?
Yeah.
The multi-million-dollar stadium they built 20 years ago still has one of the crappiest locker rooms ever.
Yeah, it's super small.
You talking about Ray J?
Ray J's got crap locker rooms. Our visiting locker rooms at some of the stadiums we went to were way nicer than our home locker room here in Tampa.
I was
amazed at how crappy it was.
I was seeing where
LSU's college was nicer.
Ray J is up, like they need to put 80 to 90 million into Ray J into some, like, relatively soon, because it's getting now outdated, and that it's due for a remodel.
See, when they remodel these stadiums, a lot of time they do it just to get more revenue, because they're trying to get more club and box tickets.
Yeah, but I think the next renovation for Ray J might not necessarily be the box next to you guys, or even your box, or 2 boxes down. I think it's the inner workings of the facility where they go into the locker rooms and make those nicer and things like that.
The Sports Authority put, I think, $200 to $300 million aside to upgrade facilities inside, and also possibly look at putting a roof on it.
Yeah, they should put a sail. They should put some kind of canopy that blows and gets, that retracts, or is just something that will tolerate the wind but keep the rain and the sun out. The locker rooms are tiny. They need more food too.
They could probably build a sail, and not, because the full enclosure will just be.
Oh no, they would do like the Dolphins do.
Yeah,
they're like a sail.
Now does that keep the weather off you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Half of it's the sun, Bubba. Most people don't mind the rain. It's the sun.
Yeah. Especially on that sun side, opposite side of your box.
Yeah,
I mean, those guys, they're in the sun all day.
All day.
They're literally, if you got a 1:00 game, and I mean, they're in this, and the game gets done at 4. Those guys are, I mean, you're blistered. You better have SPS 1000 on all game long, because you're blistered. Especially the guys up there, in the 300 level.
How much is a sale these days for the top of a stadium? I mean, would you be better off getting a new stadium?
Probably $200 million. Oh my God! I mean, you got to think.
No, a new stadium's $1 billion. Seth.
You got to think, Seth. Though, just the replacement for the Rays Tropicana deal is $60 million, and they already have all the infrastructure. They just got to put the fabric on it, and that's $60 million. They don't have to build all the trussing and all that kind of stuff, and that's $60. So imagine if you had to build all the trussing and all that. I got to think that a sale is $200 million.
The roof that they put on Hard Rock cost them $100 million.
All right, there you go.
That's a steal.
Hello, who's this? You're on the air. Yes, you're on the air. Hello. It's the Bubba Show. God, people are stupid. Just absolutely stupid. Dan, I'm sorry. When we return, we're going to get into the Manhattan deal.
Yeah, big time football player.
Was he a big time football player?
No, he was a high schooler, and the news is making it sound like he was a former NFL prospect.
I did think he played in the NFL due to the headlines, but
he got 600 yards his senior year in high school and didn't play.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
anywhere
Let me.
else.
You're a little slurry. Slow down. You got what now?
He had 600 yards his senior year in high school.
All right, so that
That's
makes
it.
you a big time football player.
Yeah, he was upset he never became a NFL player.
Okay.
Really?
We'll do that next. Manhattan, with, as you can see in this picture, looks to be like an AR-15 ish type automatic. Right? It's probably semi. They were saying that it was an automatic machine gun, but I think it was fully. I think it was a semi-automatic, as fast as you can pull the trigger with a 30-round magazine. Is what I'm hearing it was. This is in the most, one of the most exclusive parts of Manhattan. So something like this is very rare. And what are they saying now? Four killed?
Four killed, plus, four or five plus himself. He
right. At least six people. At least 6 people were shot. A police officer was killed. And the suspected gunman then unleashed a barrage of gunfire inside a Midtown Manhattan office building that houses Blackstone investment firm and the headquarters of the NFL. We'll do that next.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
They just renovated the Raymond James. It wasn't that long ago they did the new TV.
I know they just did.
They didn't do anything for locker room, and they did anything about more food for the peoples.
They just did the suites.
The suites and the TVs and the sound system. I mean, it was still a big spend.
And they repainted the seats.
Is that right? Okay.
They repainted them or they replastic them?
Is that so? They use the same seats though?
Yeah, they use the same seats.
Oh, they repaint them?
Yeah. I thought there was a special name for it.
No, I thought they didn't replace them. They actually painted the plastic seats.
Yeah. Like all the ones that were
It needs cover.
Hey, Lumby, have you seen now where they torch them?
Yeah. That's what I thought you were talking about, the replastic.
Yeah, Dan, with these plastic seats, they'll take a blowtorch and they torch them, and it completely
restores them.
Really? Here, let me see. Let me see if you can find me a video of that.
Wait, what? Doesn't it melt them at all?
I guess it holds them that hot.
Yeah, no, it doesn't melt, but it like melts the mildew off.
Oh,
but,
really?
Yeah.
I just know that it was a big deal because they got money from the state for the last renovation that nobody thought they could get, and my lobbyist Matt Blair helped them in the Corcoran group.
Yeah, but they need a cell, and they need locker rooms, and they need more food vendors.
They just need better food.
There's decent food downstairs. There's long lines.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
it's slow. Yeah. Does Aramark do that?
But everybody loves our stadium because of the grass. That's why the players love it.
It is.
It's real.
Oh, Aramark.
Which is not great. The turf is, the real grass is what they love.
And the seat orientation is good. I mean, you can see well for most of the seats. Don't you agree?
Sure.
Love me from being a stadium connoisseur like you are.
Yes, you can. Even in the 300 levels.
Well, I really like the Philadelphia baseball stadium, and there's got to be 200 restaurants in that place.
Really?
God, there's so much. You can't go 10 feet without finding a place to eat in the Philly stadium.
See, the Miami one's like there's a little bar everywhere in the stadium. It's like a club scene. And like really good liquor. You know how you could only get beer in the general seating forever here? They had Stoli bar, tequila bar, I mean, everywhere. And then literally Live, the club, was in there.
Yeah, Philly's got so much food in their stadium. It's unbelievable.
It's a food town. So Dion had his bladder rebuilt out of his intestines. So can he know?
But I showed you, I sent a video of them torching some plastic seats.
No catheter those, and
Probably a temporary catheter, and then probably no long-term catheter.
that's amazing.
All right, let me show Dan.
Oh, look at the difference.
So look at this, Dan. This is a.
That's not paint. That's heat.
That's heat.
That's heat.
Heat fixes it, huh?
That's
Interesting.
sick. And that's like new again.
Here we go.
Who'd have thunk?
Hold on. Imagine having to do 68,000 of those motherfuckers.
No, that's a sucky job, but it's
You'd have to have 100 dudes.
Oh my god.
What an interesting process.
That is, isn't it? It's wild and it looks brand new.
What is that? I could get it on a weapon and spray it on somebody, right? I mean, if they get too close, it's heat.
You can torch a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, blowtorch.
They should do it to every playground with faded.
Look at
stuff.
octane gas. See, look, octane gas. Marksman octane gas.
I got that video from somebody.
Octane gas in a can. Ordering now.
Seth's gonna have one of these in his fucking glove compartment. Guy comes out and you octane gas his face.
Every shitty piece of plastic could be restored.
Yeah, and you don't gotta paint it because the plastic's changing its characteristics, so there's nothing that you're putting on it.
Interesting.
I bet you didn't know that until we showed this to you.
Did not know that.
Saw that.
Man, we actually taught Dan something today.
You ever see that stuff that they spray on cars? It's like a freezing thing that cleans off all the corrosion.
No.
Jay will tell you what it is. I can't remember what they use. It's amazing. They take like a rusty part and they spray it with this stuff, and it just looks brand new. I think it's like a cryo treatment. Super cold.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Hello, you're live.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's Mark from Cocoa.
Hey, Mark from Cocoa.
Hey, man, real quick. You know who Stuart Friesen is, right?
Yep.
See that wreck he had last night, man?
No, I did not.
Oh, dude, he laid up in the hospital, broke his pelvis in 2 places, fractured leg.
What was he driving, a truck, or was he driving one of those big block
I think it
modified?
was a big block modified.
Yeah. He's
and he looked like he kind of jumped the cushion a little bit, but it looks like he hit maybe like where the wall comes out, like you know how they can move the wall to get trucks back and forth.
He was racing one of his big block modifieds at my place one year, and he hit going into turn 1 and like almost went out of the park.
Well, that's kind of what happened here. It was an area with no catch fence, and he almost started going over the wall, but when he landed, it kind of looks like the driver's compartment landed right on the spine of the wall.
Let me Google
Stuart
Friesen wreck crash. Right. Stuart Friesen. I think it's Freesen. I don't
30 minutes to get him out of the truck.
I don't like the guy. I liked him when he raced at my track, and then I found out that after Tony Stewart had his sprint car situation with Kevin Ward, that he got on ESPN or something, and now mind you, the backstory is his wife Jessica Zimpkin, who's now Jessica Friesen, used to date Tony back in the day. So he kind of yes. So he kind of had, some kind of axe to grind. And after the Kevin Ward, Tony Stewart situation, he got on ESPN and said that Tony was a killer, and it's Tony's fault and all this kind of deal. So I've not been a big Stuart Friesen fan since.
Hey, you can't kill a guy that don't get out of his car and walk the track.
Right.
So.
I mean, being a track owner, I think I got a dog in this fight, and I think I'm an expert in this field. But the number one thing during the drivers' meeting is I hold the drivers' meeting because I'm the race director. I say, during a wreck, if you are not on fire and your car's not on fire and you're not, subjected to being hurt by your car being on fire, stay in your vehicle until our wreckers can come and shield you from the traffic. And at that point, you'll get in one of the track vehicles and we'll take you to the pits or where you need to go or get you to the ambulance or get you checked out. But under no circumstances are you. And if you are to get out of your car because you just want to get out of your car, stay on the other side of your car opposite traffic. And, sure enough, some guy gets mad because some guy put a slider on him. And the minute a guy, starts approaching the race line or where the cars under caution are circling the track, I completely he's disqualified and sometimes suspended from racing because you're right. A guy that doesn't get out of his car and acts like he's going to, approach the guy that did him dirty is a guy that stays alive. And what you don't realize is when you're in a sprint car, your whole right side is blind. You cannot see to the right because you got that wing that goes down 3 foot. So you can't see right that well. So when a guy comes in on you, on your right side tire, well, you might get chewed up by it. So anyway, buddy,
he did. That was the last slide job that anybody ever put on him.
Yeah, Lummy, did you find it for me?
I sent it to you. Yes.
You did? Okay.
Trying to find a better angle.
I'm gonna play the wreck right now. Okay, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hold on here. Here we go. Boom. Steve, do you sometimes get a little nervous with your two brothers that are race car drivers? Do you sometimes, because you're kind of of the three, you're the nervous Nilly of the three.
I definitely do.
Dan, would you not agree that Steve's the nervous Nilly of the three?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
But yeah, it's a scary, dangerous sport. And so, of course, I think about that.
By the way, I think Stuart Friesen's right here in the 44. It's usually the number he runs. Wow. See, and that's in dirt racing. It's usually not the crash that hurts you. It's usually a car that T-bones you because they can't whoa up or they can't see it or you crash in front of them. It's usually not your initial crash because you got a head and neck restraint. You got a 5-part, you got a halo built around you, a head and neck restraint, 5 or 6 point harness. It's the cars that run into you that do the damage.
I sent you a better angle too.
Yeah. Okay. You sent me a better one.
A better angle. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get to it. What? That is.
That car's flattened out. That's horrible.
It is horrible. Here we go. This right here. Let me.
Yeah.
All right. Let me turn it up.
The inside of the 54. Bernard said Stewart freezing up and over. Wide down the back straightaway. A bear to the inside of the 54.
So let me. He gets over the cushion. That's called getting over the cushion. Then hits the retaining wall.
Bernard said Stewart.
Bam. Now, right there, that is directly in the passenger side. And what you don't understand on these big block modifieds, the drivers are in the middle of the car.
Oh.
If you look at these things, see, look, Dan, see?
Huh.
The drivers are in the middle of the car. So that, usually the driver would be, right here. And this would be the passenger side. But these things are built so that the driver is in the middle of the car. So when you T-bone the wall, if you're the driver and your passenger side T-bones the wall and you're in a normal driving
Todd
position,
Clem doesn't
like
have a 9-inch penis, but
Dan's
Bubba the Love Sponge
you got all this
does.
real estate right here to help you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in the middle of the car and you get T-boned, you only got this little bit here to help you.
The 54. Bernard said Stewart freezing.
Boom. So when he hits that.
And up and over.
Now this is what can hurt a guy.
In turn number
that.
3 and 4.
Right through him.
Right.
Wide down the back straightaway. A bear to the inside of the 54. Bernard said Stewart freezing up and over. In turn number 3 and 4.
That's as bad as it gets.
Red flag is out on the speedway. Wide down the back straightaway. A bear to the inside of the 54. Bernard said Stewart freezing up and over.
Boom, right there.
Wow. That car just blow up.
Turn number 3 and 4. Red flag is out on the speed. Speedway.
Do they just stop the race at that point?
Yeah, the fire red flag for a minute, but it
a lot
continues.
of times if the guy doesn't die and he's just getting sent to the hospital and he's like, he's talking and he's conscious, they'll continue on. We've had one death at my track, and we canceled the whole. It was during hot laps, oddly enough, and this girl, there was a woman driver, it was a 15-year-old.
Oh my God!
Wow!
And she was in a beginner class that we allow 14, 15, and 16-year-olds, and they're like these little. And do you know what? Listen, because it was a death, the Florida Highway Patrol came in and investigated it, and here is what will shock you. Do you know how fast she was going? By the way, she was driving these, what they call these 4-cylinder Gladiators. They don't go very fast. They're a beginner level for 14, 15, 16-year-olds. You have to have a Hans device on. You have to have, all this safety stuff on. And she was going 37 miles an hour. 37 miles an hour, and she died of a basal skull fracture. And Dan, the doctors determined, because we were very much involved in the whole process, our insurance company, making sure that we weren't negligent, making sure that we had, proper lighting, proper, you guys know how, we had our yeah, I mean, but so anyway.
But she had a Hans?
No, she did not.
No.
And which we have since now been way more diligent in checking. The rules, what saved us, Dan, is we have rules that say you have to have one. We didn't check because this was hot laps and she just went out on her, unchecked. And so they said that because she was a girl, and she didn't, like a boy, for instance, might play some sports or, might ride his dirt bike or whatever, but he naturally might have stronger neck muscles than a girl, so that if you're getting ready to hit the wall at 37 miles an hour, you naturally tense up, right? You naturally like, ah.
Yeah, unless you're drunk.
Yeah. And she didn't tense up and didn't have the neck muscle composition to stop her from snapping her neck at 37 miles an hour. And I will tell you this. So Tom Bean, the racetrack, Nakoa Johnson is her name, and we paid for her funeral. The racetrack did, and we didn't know we didn't know, if we were going to get sued or, anybody can sue anybody for anything, as you guys know. I'm going to sue Steve today at noon for looking at me wrong. Steve will settle.
I will settle.
Steve will say, meet me at Union for lunch. Call it settled, buddy. And I'll be like, that's all I wanted was a free lunch. So she was. Her mom and dad were divorced, and so she was with her father for the weekend. Her mom was never big on her racing, but her father was. So we had that little battle to fight, which wasn't really any of our business. So Tom Bean and I go to the funeral in Gainesville, as just paying our respects. It happened at our facility. We don't feel that we've done anything wrong, but we certainly have a little bit of standing in the deal. And we pay our respects to the family. We pay for the funeral. And the grandma comes up to Tom and I. Kind of the matriarch of the family, Is that the right word, Dan? Okay.
Yes.
And she says, can I have a word with you two? Me and Tom.
Nervous.
And so she says, I'd like for you guys to step outside because I'd like to have a word with you with regards to our family.
Were you nervous at that point?
Oh, my, like, oh, God.
Nervous for a threesome with Granny and Tom.
Here comes Morgan and Morgan or Dan Newland or,
or the Twin Towers.
Here comes Here it comes. And she says, I just want to let you know that us as a family got together and you as a track didn't do anything wrong. You guys didn't. All you did was provide her for a place to race. Your facility safe. Your the way you guys got her out of the car. We had Marion County Marion County EMS on site. You know, Dan, you know when you're having a race, you have an ambulance there.
Yep. Better.
We had an ambulance there. And I just want to let you guys know, not that you guys asked, not that you guys have expressed any concern about this, but we as a family are not seeking any type of legal recourse. We're not retaining an attorney. We're very fortunate that you guys, paid for this funeral because we're, don't have a lot of money, but this is in no way, shape, or form your fault.
What a classy lady.
Absolutely.
And no way, shape, or form your fault. And we're thankful for what you've done for Nakoa. And I just gave her a big hug and I said, thank you for saying that. And, she'll always live in infamy, and always be in our hearts. So
sad.
Yeah. So people can, literally people can race. Racing is very, 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 dangerous. And more importantly, somebody can, as slow as, you would think that, go 37 mile an hour hitting a wall.
That's nothing.
You would think.
Except that a helmet makes your head twice as heavy. And
right.
without a Hans, your neck snaps.
Right.
That's the problem. So in a regular car, you have the airbag to stop your face. And you don't have a helmet.
In a race car, you got the steering wheel to stop your face.
You have a steering wheel to stop your face. There's no airbag, and the helmet doubles the weight of your head. And so you can't stop it.
And if you've worked out a little bit, or you were a little bit athletic, you got some neck muscles that could help hold that up. But if you haven't, you don't, and inevitably stuff like that happens. I hope Stewart, as much as I don't care for him for what he said about Tony, taking a shot at Tony, I hope he's okay. He's a hell of a driver, and I'm not going to say he's a good guy.
What did he say about Tony?
Yeah, he got on ESPN right after the Tony and Kevin Ward deal and said Tony was a killer.
Oh, jeez.
And Tony killed this guy.
Oh, come on.
And all this kind of deal. Oh, Sumo,
Wow.
you don't understand.
That's horrible.
Sumo goes, I'm telling you what I'm doing. What, Sumo? I'm going. And Stuart Friesen, I think he's from like Connecticut or something like that. And he mostly, at that time he was kind of just a regional dude. He's since become, he drives Craftsman trucks now. He's now become kind of a much bigger thing than he was. He was kind of a local deal when he made the statement about Tony. So Sumo goes, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm flying out to wherever his next race is, and I'm putting dynamite in his hauler. I go, dynamite? He goes, you can't trace dynamite.
He's Canadian.
Serial number on dynamite.
So Sumo was, I'm like, he goes, you bring a gun, they can get ballistics, they can this dynamite, man, untraceable. How does white trash kill you? Through dynamite.
Looks like he was born and raised in Ontario.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
He's Canadian.
Oh, that explains it.
Just throw some maple syrup at him, he'll die.
Well, or Sumo, I like Sumo's plan.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
I like the
Sumo
dynamite.
goes, I'm going to put 5 sticks of dynamite underneath his race hauler. As soon as he starts that damn thing up, it'll blow up from Kingdom Come. Nobody's surviving it. Might take out a few crew guys, too. Like, Sumo, don't. Tony,
does he consult with Lasker on that, or
no?
does Sumo
Hell no. Sumo and Lasker are on the same, but yet not.
Okay.
You just see him
Sumo's a little more refined than Lasker.
Could you see him rolling around with a belt of dynamite sticks with long fuses and a lighter?
Hello.
Watch out for me.
He'll bring one guy with him, Shane Brown. That's it. Now, Shane, you take.
Hi, good morning, Bubba.
Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, hey, long-time listener. Love you guys. I'm out here trucking up in Massachusetts. I had 2 quick questions, one for Dan, one for Steve. Dan, is there a prescription required for ivermectin?
In Florida, yes.
In Florida. That's where I'm based out of, Bradenton, Florida. That's my homestead. Second question over to Steve. I know Dan does the doctor and lawyer, Jay, big-time lawyer. Steve, are you currently working, or are you just kicked back retired out of the 3 of you guys?
Yeah, I've been retired for a long time. I've helped Dan's practice.
Hold on, let me step in. He was so retired that he had to go back to work because Krista was driving Krista crazy.
She was.
So Jay folded him back into the firm to be like the CFO, and he's working for Jay at the CFO. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jay.
No, that's right. That's right.
You were so retired that you had to unretire.
Now, all the squirrels in my neighborhood are fat from Steve feeding them.
He pulled me out of it, and also a big motivation in me coming back to work for Diaco Law was my daughter's in her last year of law school. She wants to come work for the family business, and so the idea of working with my kid is incredible. Jay wanted me back, and so I'm just trying to build the practice up back to like the old days. And my job always was to make rain, bring business in. So Bubba Army, if you guys know somebody hurt, you call us. We'll take care of you. But I'm actually enjoying it. But I was so retired. This is weird going back to work. So retired. I loved it.
He was so retired that he had time to take a train with his car all the way to New York and have sex with his wife 5 times.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
It's so true. But
that's how retired he was.
10 years I was out of the game, and I got to take care of my dad as he got sick and passed on us, and I've been just really present with my kids and community work. I've helped a lot with the NAACP, if you can imagine that. And so
he's back.
I'm really happy.
He's back, and Jay found a nice little slot for him, and he's in the mix.
Yep.
All right, love Steve on the show, man. Good addition. Love you guys. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dan, what's your thoughts of having Steve at the firm? Is it just another? It's like, oh god, I got Steve here. I can barely keep. Jay
He was in my practice for a while, so he hasn't really gone anywhere. He's been helping the whole time.
That's true. You had and Krista is part of your practice at times too. Is
she helps out a lot too. Yes.
Hello, who's this?
Hello.
That's who you got to worry about. You don't got to worry about Steve. You got to worry about Krista. Yes, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Dan, you were talking about the vagal with Hogan, the vagal nerve, and I believe you had a problem with people crossing legs last week. But can you see a correlation between crossing your legs in men and blood clots and hip pain? Doesn't that pinch the vagal nerve when you cross your legs too much?
Crossing your legs does not impede or pinch your vagus nerve. What it does do is it can occlude your iliac veins. It depends on how your iliac artery and iliac vein is configured, and crossing your legs can cause some outflow problems. But that's pretty unusual.
Oh, is it?
Don't be a bitch and cross your legs.
Like sciatic nerve.
Pardon? The sciatic nerve has nothing to do with the vagus nerve. The sciatic nerve comes out of your spine low. The vagus nerve is a cranial nerve that comes out of the base of your skull. They come out like 2 feet away from each other. They end up in a similar area, but they start at completely different places and do different things.
Okay, but just in general, crossing your legs is not good. Like sitting too long.
No, it's more of being a pussy than a man, is what it is. It's a man.
Are you going to start crossing more, sir? Now that Dr. Dan told you it's not bad.
No, I think it's bad for me. I drive a semi-truck across country, so sitting too long is not recommended.
I'm sure you have.
Dan, by the way, Dan's the only Diaco, the only male Diaco that crosses his legs. I just want to let you know that.
Because doctors go to conferences.
But it's a different story.
All right, keep trucking, buddy. Thanks.
Keep crossing.
Doctors go to conferences and they cross their legs in conferences.
Jay doesn't, neither does Steve.
And not like that.
Jay went to a conference.
Dan does like female leg crossing.
I know. He's a bitch. Dan's got a bitch like female. Like, listen, Dan, you got to take an L on this.
Well, poor people can't cross their legs. I've never seen a homeless person cross their legs at the bus stop.
So you're saying that it has a direct correlation to his work?
I'm saying it has to be the upper crust of society, which is why I cross my legs as well.
You know what's weird is I remember 100 years ago, my dad was on TV doing an interview as the team doctor for the Bucks, and he was sitting in that interview with his legs crossed like a girl, and it bothered me then. I was like probably 12.
It bugs the hell out of me.
And Danny is definitely a chick leg crosser too.
Well, Dan's practically a clone of Joe in some sort of way.
It's genetic for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Hello.
Hey, Bubba.
Yep.
Hey, good morning, man.
Thank you.
Hey, I got a question for Dr. Dan.
Jesus. Dan might just have his own call-in show. Like, we can't get to anything. Everybody that's got a goddamn hangnail wants to talk to Dan. Yes, go ahead.
Well, my brother's got an artery going to his brain that is, I guess, controls his balance and like equilibrium and his memory. And he's scheduled to go see a Dr. Bartels at Tampa General. Are you familiar with him?
I'm not familiar with Dr. Bartels, but I wish him luck. If he has an occlusion, he needs to get it opened up.
Tampa General has the best doctors in town, too. That's where the best are right now.
Yeah, the good thing is he's going to Tampa General because that is, I think, one of the top 10 hospitals in America with regards to trauma.
No. Danny, it's way up there. It's getting... Tampa General's way up there. Dan's dog at Tampa General.
Yeah, of course, he lost his privileges there.
I'm reading about Lauren J. Bartles right now. He's an otologist, a neurologist, and a skull-based surgeon right here in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah, definitely good luck.
All right, yeah, thanks, man. I was just hoping you had a little insight on him.
No, I don't have any
Bubba,
insight
I was able to get a couple of the knives for me and my brother before they sold out.
Oh, perfect. Appreciate that, bud. Thank you.
Those knives are awesome.
Yes, sir. Love the show.
Dan, why the heat on TGH?
It's a long story. I'm not going
Exactly.
into
It's personal.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with their actual skill set or reputation.
Except for this, Bubba.
They threw you out.
What's today?
They threw you out.
What's today? They didn't throw me anything out. So, number one, I didn't have privileges there. They didn't throw me out. Number two, in July, July's 29th today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, the asshole that's operating on you has been a doctor for 29 days. Good luck.
I don't
Because they start the new guys on July 1st. So the guys working the rooms have been a doctor in that hospital for 29 days. So you want a 29-day doctor taking your intake in the ER
you don't
when
know
an
that to be
intern
true.
takes it?
I didn't know that you were. I didn't know that you were.
They've been in that position. They've been in that position no matter what position they were in before for 29 days.
You don't know
the
their
hell
hiring.
I don't.
You don't know their hiring
29
practices.
days,
You don't
dude.
know their
Good
hiring
luck.
practices.
What if he's a senior lawyer, dude? What are you talking
lawyer?
about?
Lawyer?
Doctor, I mean.
That's not who's taking care of you, Steven. The person who takes care of you is a resident. That resident became that level resident 29
Hold
days
on.
ago.
Seth,
July
you're
is the
gonna
most
say
dangerous month to go to a hospital.
Are you going to try to tell me? Are you going to try to tell me that there aren't guys like you that have privileges there that are like stud ass doctors?
That's the fifth person that sees you.
That's
the fifth person that sees you.
Seth, you pulled up the guy. How long's he been practicing?
Oh boy, he's been practicing. I think longer than Harry Carey's whole life, and I only say Harry Carey because he looks like Harry Carey just with smaller glasses.
So it's not
Holy
21
cow,
days,
you got
Dan.
some problems with your back.
Yeah, good
Holy
luck seeing
cow. Good night, everybody.
And a one, and a two.
I'll tell you what's going to fix this. An ice cold Budweiser. That's what's going to fix this. Holy cow. Boy, Dan, you got major heat with TGH. And meanwhile, that's the closest hospital to where you live. I hope you don't have an emergency.
Dan will fix himself.
I'll fix myself faster than TGH will.
Dan, why do they only have doctors that have been there for 29 days?
You don't understand the point I'm making.
I don't.
There's a July 1st. July 1st is the other listeners may not, Bubba. The July 1st is when the new interns come in. So people that graduated medical school in May become a Tampa General doctor July 1st for the very first day.
Okay.
And then the chief resident that's running the show, the day before, he wasn't the chief resident. So everyone advances on July 1st.
What if?
That's why July is a scary time in the hospital.
Let me
ask you this question. Okay,
Right.
and I got Steve for backing.
Yeah.
What if you were listening to a New Orleans-based radio show, and you were getting ready the next day to start your residency in your New Orleans-based place, and you had a guy questioning your skill set?
And then he would be right to do so, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing the first day.
Or
it's appropriate.
or the 29th day, for that matter.
I knew that a tiny hair more. The doctors that see you.
Then why is TGH?
New.
Why is TGH by a lot of persons? The report. TH
because they advertise that.
So you're saying
they're dumping bodies out the window when they don't make it.
so
they do got a good disposal system. They really do.
Yeah.
So you're not a big.
It's a teaching hospital, so you're with residents.
All right. So let me ask you a question.
And you have to understand that it's a teaching hospital. So there's a lot of people. There's medical students working with you. There's residents working with you.
If Sophia or little Danny or Steven, well, you let Steven die, but or Jay, if any of your loved ones got sick where they needed to be admitted into a hospital, what would be your hospital of choice?
St. Joe's.
The one by the stadium? That's where you would send them.
That's a good call.
Plus, you have privileges there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. There's somewhat of a personal connection.
U.S. News has the number 4 in Florida.
Yeah, number 4.
Dan.
Dan just,
Number 1 Tampa.
Dan just wants us to go have a good experience if we're going to the doctor, and him saying that we're going to get somebody fresh out of school. No way. I want somebody that's dusty.
Does St. Joe not have the same intern?
No, they're not a teaching hospital.
Oh,
so
they're
there
not?
are very few residents there. They may have a couple that they're shadowing somebody, but not
So
as
they
an
got real
institution.
doctors. They don't got
They're
doctors.
not doctor students. It depends. Bubba, it's a real distinction, and people have to know when they go to a teaching hospital that there's a lot of doctor students working on them and working with them, along with statutory immunity.
Along with some of the premier doctors that are teaching them, and they have some of the best ratings in the state of Florida. Tampa General's.
Yeah, but the surgeon doesn't know anything about this. You guys, as laymen, all know better than I do.
Tampa General's the
Would you
best hospital
shut
in
up,
town.
man?
Dr.
You,
Dan,
I mean,
when I
God
went to-
dang, Dan.
When I went to St.
Somebody
Joe's,
give him a Zanny immediately.
Yes, sir.
Man, he's
when I went to St.
ridiculous.
Joseph's for my stitches,
Steve goes,
and
he's
they gave me 6,
ridiculous.
Yes.
They were teaching the guy how to put stitches in my cheek.
Exactly my point.
That was St.
look.
Joseph's.
That
you
was St.
never-
Joseph's,
I know.
Dan. Well, what's your point? What's your point?
Dan,
Go see
here's
Dan
your
for
point.
any issues.
Here's your
Is it
point.
a teaching doctor, when you get into a teaching situation, that you don't get the same care as you get when you get in attending. So Lummy, when you were in a teaching situation, which is pretty rare at St. Joseph's, but very common at Tampa General, you got 15 stitches instead of 80 stitches. Right?
I got 8. Yeah.
8 stitches instead of 80. Okay, so my point.
St. Joseph's. Your point.
Your
St.
point.
Joseph's.
My point is the student.
point, Dan.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Would Daddy Joe say the same?
Absolutely, 100%.
You know, things have changed, though. You know, hospitals, St. Joseph's was the premier hospital in town. It's not anymore. Tampa General is. And, you know, my wife had a really serious surgery. She had it done at Tampa General. And Dan's right. They were teaching those students in that operation. But the master, the guy at the head of the department, did the surgery and did incredible work, all laparoscopically. It was supposed to be robotics. He did it by hand. And during the surgery, and I only know this because there was a surgery tech who's a friend of our family's was in the room. He literally had Krista butt naked on the table. He said, "Get the robot out of here. I'm going in by hand." And he said, "Look at this body," to the students in there. "Look at this. We can't have a larger scar with this." And literally, he's talking about my wife's naked body in front of the class.
Nice.
Then he gets in there. And he's doing the surgery, and he says again to the students, he's like, "Look at this. I just want to take a moment and look at this." And now he's inside her body with the cameras.
I think.
And
hold on, Steve. I think.
He is a pervert.
Steve. I think that you're misreading this. I think this guy's got a thing for Krista.
No doubt.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Hey man, they got a B grade, okay?
Hey.
And St. Joe's got an A.
Who's grading?
If I would have went to TGA, they would have given me 3 stitches probably instead of 8.
Well, you
No,
never
they probably would have had better fucking students and really did a good job for you.
You were never beautiful again, Mommy.
I wasn't. Until Dr. Dan put his hands on me.
Just want to see if Dan knew Dr. Bartles.
That turned into a whole big fucking conversation.
Jeez.
And don't think that Dan lets things go.
You know what that's about, bro.
He'll fuck with Steve all day about if he sees him at the fucking.
There's going to be TGH is going to have arson today in the parking garage.
He'll fuck with if he sees Steve at the firm today. He'll fuck with Steve about it.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely get. Yeah, that's.
He's gonna definitely say,
Steve, I'm telling you right now, you have no
if
fucking
Dan's
reason to
about-
fucking question me about hospitals. Oh, Daniel Rose doesn't know who that guy is.
and is he nothing but a fucking card broker? Is that what the fuck he is?
He says his feelings on him is indifferent, but he lost a lot of the market. Pretty much Hogan gave all his space to some other guy, AJ. But yeah, he's pretty much
He's a card broker.
Yeah,
he books guys. He books. These guys are. He's not the manager of Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. He is the manager of them going to a fucking card show. That's what the fuck he is.
Yeah,
he's a card broker.
He sets up autographs sessions.
He's a fucking autograph broker. That's what the fuck he is. I'm coming strong on that next.
Ooh, everybody's hot today.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, I'll tell him I'll see him in Chicago this week at the National.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. He represented Reggie White.
What's Dan's Atlas?
Ooh, now.
You know what that is? Dan's Atlas?
Dan's Atlas?
Yeah, what's that mean?
Probably something you mentioned one time, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's a gun.
Oh, yeah, I did see it. Sick.
I just wanted you to know. What's the worst fucking hospital? St. Anthony's in St. Pete.
Really?
It used to be Albert White, but they closed that motherfucker down, making condos out of it now. That's where I passed my first kidney stone.
Oh, wow. Do you still have that one?
No, I wish I would have, because it was a fucking monster.
Yeah, dude, kidney stones are hot right now, man.
Worst pain a human being can go through.
That's what I hear. I mean, big rock, little hole, you know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
I mean, it doesn't add up.
You don't understand. I've had them so bad that I've been on the ground writhing in pain.
Oh, no. No writhing.
I had that at Ronnie in Vegas until I went to the weed store, got the most powerful gummy known to man, and I took it, and it fucking helped me. Whew. Then I slept for 36 straight hours.
This is all really hurting my private parts. Are they hereditary? Hereditary?
No, there's nobody else in my family that has them. Just me.
You have gout?
Nope. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have gout. I don't have diabetes. I don't have... Well, I bet you Bondi and Donald are glad fucking Hogan died. Took some of the heat off of him.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. She's been getting it big time. He's not going anywhere with her either, by the way. He'll never fire her.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo studios.
Aquabedo.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Today, Clem Kush, your podcast. A lot of things to talk about. I think, didn't we say we were going to talk about something today specifically? Yesterday? We're like, oh, we'll say that for Clem Kush tomorrow, didn't we, Seth?
I don't think we talked a little bit about having Vince Russo be a part of Clem Kush, but I don't think I think maybe you had teased some audio that you might play, but I think you opted against playing the audio.
Oh, yeah. The Nick Hogan audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Raw yesterday.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
So he went from the Friday night show, which is SmackDown, to Raw?
Yes.
What's he just going to tour with him now?
He got into the wrestling gig now.
You know, Hogan wanted to get him so much involved into wrestling, and he just couldn't quite come. He just didn't seem to want to do it. He wanted to get high and be a DJ.
Did they put him on mic last night, Lummy? Or
I'm trying to find the clip of it.
Yeah, I don't think they put. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he needs to get back to Hogan's Beach Club and run it.
I'll try Monday Night Karaoke.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart probably took care of it.
Hey, everybody. It's Monday night karaoke here at I'm sorry. What's this place called? Hogan's Beach Club. And as you know, we're down a few soldiers. Hulk probably ain't coming back, and Nick's doing the Hollywood gimmick up in Monday Night Raw. So it's just me. Oh yeah, and we got Darren Prince here too. He's a card broker.
Oh, they had Jimmy. Jimmy Hart was there last night.
Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah.
He can make plays. And here's the deal, man. We have since found out, in our opinion, this Darren Prince guy that appeared on Piers Morgan with me and Vince Russo yesterday, who was clearly agitated, and later went on to be a little bitch, and made Piers Morgan. He tweeted out, this Darren Prince, that not happy about this BS and being asked. First of all, Darren Prince, you're not funny or entertaining or knowledgeable enough to think that you and Piers Morgan were going to do a one-on-one. You are the odd man out as far as the talented people there to talk about an iconic person that they knew and had a relationship with. You know what I've been told, don't know it to be true, but from pretty credible sources, that you're an autograph card, Comic-Con broker. That's what, when you say that I represent global talent, you represent global talent and getting them to their next, sports card signing memorabilia show.
And I guess he used to be really big back in the day, but he's lost a lot of his clients.
Yeah. So he thinks that he's good enough, as the Piers Morgan 3-shot was Vince Russo, Darren Prince, and Bubba Clem. And this Darren Prince guy, I guess, hey, listen, I'll verify that when Piers Morgan was getting a hold of me, they got a hold of Tom Bean, and Tom transferred him over to me. And they led me to believe that it was just going to be me and Piers Morgan. They do that. They did not mention that I was part of a 3-person panel. Didn't matter to me, because I can work with those. Well, I can't work with the dildo in the middle, which end up being Darren Prince. Obviously, I can't work with him, and he can't work with me. But I can dance with Vince Russo all day. And so when a big time opportunity like being on the Piers Morgan show, the uncensored Piers Morgan show, comes up, I'm going to say yes. And then when we go live, and there happens to be another person there with me as a guest, a guest host or a guest, if you will, that doesn't put my nose out of joint. I'll just roll with it. I'll get my stuff in, and end up being lummy that they used my excerpt, and they used what I said as the clickbait to the whole program.
Yes.
This guy here, Darren Prince, by the way, and his claim to fame to Hogan was Hogan helped him get off of opioids in the early 2000s, and he was Hulk Hogan's agent. Henry Holmes is and I know all of Hogan's lawyers. I know all of Hogan's agents, and Darren Prince has never been uttered. I've never heard Hogan utter those words, and Darren Prince even dated, meaning like put a date to when Hogan did this saving of his opioid addiction, the early 2000s. So like if you would have said, listen, Hogan helped me out in 2016. Well, I don't have any standing with Hogan in 2016, meaning I didn't know who Terry was hanging out with, what he was doing. I don't know anything past 2011 or 12. My end of run date was about October of 12, when the Gawker tape first dropped. After that, I cannot tell you I'm an expert, anything to do with Hogan-wise, from October 12th on, 2012. But if we're talking about early 2000s, bitch, I am absolutely the lead expert witness with regards to what Hogan was doing in the early 2000s. We were inseparable, saw each other every day. I was on the road with him. I knew who his agent was. I knew who his attorneys were. I knew everything. And this guy was not anywhere to be found. And this guy takes himself so seriously. Now, you didn't see Vince Russo bitching about it being a 3-person shoot. You didn't see Bubba the Love Sponge bitching about this being a 3-person shoot, because me and Vince Russo really did and do have a relationship with Hulk Hogan, and we can hold our own.
Do you want to pull it up, or for anybody that hasn't seen it, or
Yeah, let me send it to me so I can play it for Steve, and then and watch this guy be a complete baby to the point where Steve, after we did the shoot, he put on Instagram, not happy about the BS and being asked for an interview versus your team being up. Now this is he's Instagramming this at Pierce Morgan. He's directing this to Pierce Morgan. He said, and your team being up front and telling me it was a panel with others that I would never have done. This is called a bait and switch, and why I always try to be careful who I interview with on clients and my recovery. Sounds like Lummy's making it about himself.
Yes.
Nobody cares about your recovery. We're not talking about your pill recovery. We're talking about Hulk Hogan. For the record, I'm 17 years sober and would not be involved in an alcohol project for those making ignorant comments. After blasting them and having a firm legal letter sent, at least I got this tagline added by the editor. And I can't read it because it's so small, but it has something to do where Pierce Morgan's team said something like, Darren Prince was not told that
It says Prince was a late addition to the rundown for the segment, did not have prior knowledge of the format or panelists. We appreciate him joining us for this interview.
Yeah, like a little bitch. The most insecure, non-significant person that of the 3-person panel. Did you send it to me? Like, yeah, here it is.
I did.
Of the 3-person.
Darren Prince, Hulk Hogan's longtime friend and
So this is the piece, Steve.
Yeah.
agent.
I've never
and
heard of
Hulk's
this guy.
Former best friend who hosts the Bubba the Love Sponge show, Mr. Bubba the Love Sponge. Well, welcome to all of you.
Now you can see at this point, he's mad. Now me and Vince are going with it. We know, okay, it's a 3-person panel. We're cool. Vince is cool as a cucumber. I'm cool as a cucumber. Look at this guy. He's now looking into the screen saying, oh my God, there's 4 boxes up there. This isn't all about me.
Vince Russo, let me start with you.
And again, Lummy, I can fast forward. And so I want you, Steve, I want you to hear how he projects and how he's energetic and how he sounds. He's a ultimate, he's a legitimate guy in the wrestling business, had a lot to do with Hogan, and he's a good dude.
The greatest character in the history.
You can hear him, studio quality, got his headphones on, his microphone, boom.
Of
money.
Professional wrestling. A lot of times when somebody passes, we say there will never be another. We say it's the end of the era. All those things are true with the passing of Hulk Hogan. There will never.
So you get his feeling, right? Right, Steve.
Totally, he's a pro.
He's a pro,
and he's accomplished. Everybody knows who he is.
Exactly. So now Pierce throws it over to
Mr. Clean.
How do you view Hulk Hogan in terms of his place in American culture?
I mean, it's just like you said earlier, hands down, the Babe Ruth of the sport. And for me, it was just a blessing to get to know the real Terry Bollea that was always there for his friends, family, put God first, and had a heart of gold.
Yeah.
And hold on.
Great sound.
So of all these people that are on this panel, he's the one that actually bitched back to Pierce Morgan about not having it. It wasn't just him and Pierce. He's the weakest link here.
Yeah, I've never heard of the guy. He sounds horrible, and he's a man of God. I mean, come on, dude.
For those who
Always
didn't
does the
know
right
him,
thing
what
for
was he
others.
really like?
Well, he was really a good dude.
I mean, just like I said, I mean, he would give you the shirt off his back. His fans meant everything to him. no matter how long it took, no matter where he was, he wanted to make sure those 30 seconds for that interaction, whether he had to hear about somebody's grandfather, where they were when a match happened, the father, the big brother, the uncle, he wanted to make sure those 30 seconds or that minute changed somebody's life and they remembered it forever.
There's a great clip doing the rounds, I think, on TikTok.
It's the row clip. Hold on here.
We talked about it all the time. He had 4 generations of fans. It just kept translating from one generation to the next, which is so hard to do. In today's world, I represent a lot of icons, and that doesn't happen often.
By the way, he says he represents global icons. We've come to find out, in my opinion, that he basically is an autograph broker. He brokers these famous people to show up at these autograph signings.
What a clown.
He's not an agent. He's not a lawyer. He's not a contract guy. He's a card broker.
That shows how beloved he was and how it just got passed down from generation to generation.
And of all the talent that's on that screen right there, he's the one that bitches that he had to share the stage with me and the great Vince Russo.
But let me bring you in here.
Now, Steve, watch, again, another pro, Bubba Clem.
Right.
Watch how he projects. Watch how he talks.
Yeah.
I'm mic'd up. You're going to be able to hear me clear. I got headphones on. I can hear. I'm going to punch through.
I mean, you must have complex feelings. You were best friends. Hulk was the best man at your wedding. Then, of course, we had the whole...
And see...
Crosses his arms.
Crosses his arms.
He's so nasty.
Like he's better than me, and he's better than Vince.
Scandal, and, your wife was filmed having sex
and
with...
by the way, I got the hard question.
Yeah, he did. He comes out.
I don't got the softball. I don't got to tell me what you remember so great about the most legendary guy in the whole. No, I don't get that. I got a steamer coming my way.
The footage got leaked to Gawker. It became this enormous cause celeb. It closed down Gawker, which many thought was a very good thing at the time. Peter Thiel, the tech billionaire, financed Hulk's case because he'd been outed by Gawker as gay years before. So there's a lot going on there. But for you, that whole thing just seemed to ruin your relationship irrevocably. Did you ever get the chance to make things up?
No, I really never did. I attempted a couple times to try to reach out to him, but I don't think he was interested. I think that he thought that if we were to be friendly in his latter years, that people would think that the sex tape was a work. And that him and I were in on it, and that truly wasn't how it went down. He was an innocent, party to this, and that's why he was awarded the amount of money that he got from Gawker, because it was an invasion of privacy situation. And no, I didn't get an opportunity to reconcile with him like I wish I could. And I have there's a documentary coming out in about 30 days that kind of touches on that subject. Called Video Killed the Radio Star, the truth behind the Hogan sex tape. So a lot of people, Steve, you gotta get the plug in.
I love it. Well done.
Really don't know how all that went down. It didn't go down the way people think it did, where I'm 100% the bad guy. I did participate in it, but I didn't distribute it or leak it or extort anybody or anything like that. So there's a lot of stuff yet to unpack with regards to that. Boom.
Boom.
Look at, and still just by straight body language. Look at Johnny Sadface over there.
He's horrible. Who is this guy?
You know what? I'm gonna further investigate. Let me get Daniel. Now, has Daniel Rose pretty much confirmed, Lummy, that he is just a straight card broker?
Yeah, like gets those autographs.
He's a straight card broker.
Yeah, and Hogan actually gave all his business to a different guy, the Fetterman Group or whatever it's called. But yeah. It is what it is.
Here is the situation that happened in Manhattan yesterday. They're now saying how many dead?
4.
I don't know why it's not
4.
Why it's
I
not
think 4
pulling up or not.
4 dead.
I'm getting a buffering Willie here.
It's all those tabs. That's what Macho will say.
Really?
Probably.
I got more tabs than I have sense. Here, I'll play this. I think this one's playing
James
okay.
Gagliano. James, I believe we're hearing reports that it was an automatic rifle. I'm not sure we've confirmed that. But if it was, what does that tell you?
Well, Jesse, we are hearing through channels that it looks like some type of AR type.
An automatic goes, ah. A semi-automatic goes as fast as you can pull the trigger. So let's not get caught up in the fact of auto versus semi-auto, because I don't think you can. If you have the right doc stamps and you meet with the what is it, the alcohol is it the fire, what is it,
ATF.
Alcohol, tobacco, firearms. If you are a gun nut and you can get the right doc stamps to have a fully auto gun, but you got to jump through a bunch of hoops. And that one particular stamp's only good for one particular gun. You can't move it across guns. So I doubt that this was a fully auto gun. It was a semi-auto, which shoots as fast as you can pull the trigger.
What about those bump stocks? Could it have been that?
Perhaps, and which is illegal.
Rifle looks like it had a 30-round magazine in it. It just seems odd if the pictures that are floating around right now
and again, the guy walked into the same building that Blackstone Investments, a huge hedge fund investment place, along with the NFL, that very, very, very prestigious, expensive building in the heart of the most expensive part of Manhattan. That's the office building that this happened in.
The NFL's there
this
too.
Was the shooter.
What's that?
The NFL's in that building too.
Yeah, the NFL, Blackstone.
This completely looks to me like a targeted attack. If this shooter was set on a mass casualty situation, a mass shooter, there were so many targets of opportunity that appears that weren't taken. He went up to a particular floor. He obviously had some way to get into the building. He had to get past one armed officer there. And Jesse, to your the other folks that joined you, thank God.
And I think the armed officer that works the door is the guy that got killed.
Oh,
I think.
The NYPD, 36,000 police officers. They are the best of the best. Now, I got to caution everybody. This is going to be a long night. Even if the shooter acted alone, and we always presume that there
2 cops shot, 1 dead.
Yeah, the police officer that was
always presume.
The police officer that was killed was a 36-year-old immigrant from Bangladesh who had 2 sons and his wife's pregnant.
That's the guy who lost his life?
Yeah, one of the police officers.
That there are other people that might be associated. There might be some type of conspiracy, and we've got to make sure to get to the bottom of that first. But they're going to go through that building, and it's a difficult crisis site. It's a vertical building. It's not a horizontal platform, so they've got to work through every floor. And I'll just close with this. There's been some discussion on what's being taught to civilians that you should do in a situation like this. And yes, it's nuanced, and yes, it's constantly tweaked, but run, hide, fight, and tell are what the FBI is teaching currently. And why is that? You want to get out of there as quickly as possible and get away. If you can't, and you can find cover, and that's not concealment, cover where you can put something between you and the bad guy, do that. And if it comes down to it and your life is on the line.
And now, meanwhile, New York is a state, and New York City is a city where you cannot have a handgun registered. Even if you go and register it and take the class and the whole 9 yards, you cannot own a handgun. So I think that's bullcrap in the fact that at that point only bad people have guns.
Exactly.
And good people that have jumped through the necessary hoops, that have been fingerprinted, that have been background checked, that pay for the annual license to be able to have a concealed gun with them. If you're in this building and you're Dan or me or Steve or Lummy, I don't know that Seth has a concealed license, and you got a guy that's got a gun, I can try to hide around a corner and I can try to kill that guy. I don't have to, and I'm going to try to run out of the building too, but I have something that I can fight back with and maybe take out that threat. If I don't have my registered, legal gun with me, I'm dead.
You know, that's a deterrent, too, for people. You know, there's not anybody going to the Bank of America building in Tampa because there could be 100 people in that building that are carrying a gun.
Oh, yeah.
And not in New York. It's a soft target.
Yeah.
Obviously fight, but Jesse, the fourth and equally important is the tell part. Go to law enforcement, tell them what you saw, give as accurate a description as you can of the shooter or shooters.
You know what? And the fifth part should be, or the fourth part to that, I don't know how many, should be, if you got a gun, shoot them.
They're wearing, what type of weapons, and where they're located.
So we're getting word
Hey,
from
Bubba,
a
by the way,
Blackstone.
What's that?
With New York, it says it prohibits the possession of a loaded handgun.
What am I supposed to just point it unloaded one?
I don't know. I'm just saying. It says, while no law specifically bans open carry, a pistol license to carry is issued to concealed carry.
Employees who says you
might as well have a squirt gun.
Do not need badge access to get up into the elevator. Once you're into the elevator, you can go to whatever floor you want.
Oh, that's going to change.
There is a chance this guy wasn't a...
Yeah, like the NFL is going to make it that you have to have a special card to go to the NFL.
Bubba, what's the rule in Florida now? Am I allowed to? You don't need a concealed weapon.
Nope. It's called open. It's called constitutional carry.
Uh-huh.
And what that means is, you can carry your gun, in a concealed, like a concealed.
Like I can carry like you now.
Yeah, I got my tactical bag around here,
Uh-huh.
and we have the tactical bags,
Yes,
the
we
Bubba
do.
Army tactical bags as well. But you can carry that around. You can carry that around, except for like sporting events,
like churches, government buildings.
Yes.
Okay. But I'll look into that.
But other than that, you can carry. As long as it's concealed.
What's the gun you would carry? Like, if you were suggesting to me, like a 9mm or a small one?
Yeah, a 9, a Glock 9, and your brother Dan is even more knowledgeable about guns than I am. But you and Krista need to be carrying. Merch Crick carries. I carry. Dan, Lummy, you carry. Does
Yes.
Ashley carry?
Yes, she does.
I mean... Krista being just a tiny little thing, she could be subjected to or be targeted by a bad guy just based on being, driving a nice car and being teeny tiny. Next thing you know, somebody tries to strong arm her, take her car.
Yeah, I definitely want to start carrying for sure.
Seth, what about you? Do you want to start carrying?
No, I'm good.
You're good. He's got the blade.
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't know. I don't know. He traded his blade for a Caitlin Clark card.
What?
Yeah.
It was Cooper flag, but I already have a knife. I actually found a knife in my drawer at home. I don't think it's a Bubba Army knife. I think somebody gave me a knife at
He's a slingshot guy.
I think somebody gave me a knife at Barp, and I put it away.
There you go. Let me do nothing really more here.
Yeah, he had CTE, I guess.
Yeah, the guy played high school football, got 600 yards his senior year, and he's blaming it on CTE. He's dead. That's good.
Well, he wanted his brain donated to science.
We should take his brain off the top of the building and just drop it. That's how we should donate his brain.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
I got you, Chris.
A lot of our mutual friends. I just think it's crazy. He thinks he was going to be in the NFL.
How's he holding up? Let's just hear it straight.
You think it's crazy what?
How you doing, Eric?
They're covering it like he was an NFL.
Oh, I know. Well, they're getting us to click.
Yeah. Like he was in the Canadian Football League, and yet he wasn't. They bamboozled us.
So badly with to Las Vegas.
I mean, not even any JUCO ball.
Nothing.
Just giving you a heads up. I said I'm not going to run with a story because it's not confirmed, which is why I have so much freaking respect for Johnson. I said I'm not going to run with a story because it's not confirmed.
John Costica, Neil Montplaisir.
Freaking respect for Johnson. EW Insider.
And the Bubba Army Tips.
Shear. But he said I'm not going to run with a story, but here's what I'm hearing is going on. The again, I was down at Starbucks waiting for them to open. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try. So I put my key card in their room. So I walked, and they used that point make enough deal, but according to sync him. So
you, Erica, on YouTube at 83weeks.com. I want to hear from you. I tribute our great friends, Brian Blair and Ted DiBiase, invited to go to Cleveland.
Reading the news, they had one or two on camera. So I didn't really, I just didn't have time to process it because I was on camera. So I had to prove the day of finding them. I fell asleep too. I mean, we've been flying commercial. We can have them.
Team is paying like almost 12% of their income to just pay old debt. Old, we go ahead, abletheeric.com. He put these before he home. Only that, we can pay him in Ogden Pastor Utilities. No cost to you. You won't miss out. We'll throw you. What are you waiting for? Let's make life a little easier.
It's Darren Prince, Hulk Hogan's longtime friend and agent, and Hulk's former best friend who hosts the Bubba the Love Sponge show, Mr. Bubba the Love Sponge. Well, welcome to all of you. Vic Russo, let me start with you. As a former head writer at WWF, and
It's cool to be on Piers Morgan's show.
Yeah.
Did you like? I mean, he's your style, right?
Yeah, it's cool. It was cool.
That was how I saw Hulk Hogan. Everyone knew
Man,
it.
people better start buying stuff. The green room is overflowing.
Privilege to say hello to our next guest. So much for giving.
He just got tired. I mean, issues, but I thought that they were being embellished by that radio disc jockey, Bubba. And so I talked to Jimmy, I talked to Mo, his friend Mo, and he seemed to be fine, but I think that I think he just
Jesus Christ.
got tired.
Holy hell.
11 back operations, hip replacements, now neck surgery. I mean, how much can your body take? You know, I mean, we've all put ourselves in a ridiculous position in the business, but I mean,
What's up, biker?
Is that Ric Flair?
Years older now.
Yeah, this is
I never
terrible.
heard it all.
He sounds like he's already been on the sauce.
Issues, but I don't have it in my body.
He's there all the
How are
time.
you? To join.
All the time.
Join us. Hello, Rick. It's so great to have you here. I'm doing great. Yourself?
Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you.
Jeff
It's great
said
to
that
have you here. It's great to talk to
said
you.
to
And I really appreciate you saying yes to us because I know it's been a tough few days
well, how
for
far
you and
is it?
everyone in
He's
the
like,
wrestling
he's pretty
community and the
lit,
fraternity.
basically.
So thank you so much for giving us some
No,
time.
No, thank you for asking me that. I do anything for you. You're a great guy.
Thank you, Rick. So, we all happened to see that video of you on TNC on Thursday. I think you had just found out about the news, so obviously you were dealing with it. But can I ask, how are you doing a few days later as the reality has sunk in?
I'm doing much better, but it's I had just talked to Jimmy Hart the day before, and I didn't actually speak with Hulk, but everything was fine. I knew that he had health issues, but I thought that they were being embellished by that radio disc jockey, Bubba. And so I talked to Jimmy, I talked to Mo, his friend Mo, and
A few days later.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I don't know if Gary Cantrell can make a short about this or not, but maybe. And it would be my message to Darren Prince. Boy, you're a narcissistic piece of absolute horse crap. For you to write Piers Morgan and thought that you who's a glorified, sports card marketer, You book people to do, Comic-Cons and sports
He
cards.
represents global icons.
Yeah. Way to misrepresent yourself, Darren Prince. And then for you to have the audacity to write Pierce Morgan back saying that under zero circumstances would you have been on the panel had you known, that you are pretty much insinuating me. You didn't have a problem with Vince Russo. Pretty much insinuating me. And then you made it all about yourself, about your 17 years of... Nobody cares. In fact, you know what? Why don't you get back on the pills? Why don't you get back on the pills? Because you're way stiff and such a... you probably on pills, you are pretty cool. But I ran hard with Hogan during the time frame that you claimed he helped you get off pills. I've never heard your name one time. So continue to book, be the little sports card marketer booker that you are. I also personally know Larry Bird, and I also personally know a few other people that you claim to globally represent these megastars when all you are is a sports card marketer. You're a flim-flamming charlatan piece of crap, and for you to think that you're famous enough or you're close enough to Hulk Hogan so that it should have been just you and Pierce. And by the way, just watch this segment one last time, Darren Prince. Watch it and look who the wet rag in the room was. Your audio was horrible. Your cadence was horrible. Your knowledge was horrible. All you talked about was, how Hogan helped you get sober and how you've been sober for 17 years and how you got some stupid foundation that helps people get sober. So that's usually called AA is what it's called. And your stupid little pendant, and you're an absolute disgrace. Pierce Morgan, you should be writing him apologizing for bringing the program down.
I can't believe he apologized to the guy too, or gave any response to that clown. What a joke!
You're a hack. You're an absolute hack, Darren Prince. An absolute hack. I've never heard your name. You're a nothing. You're a nobody. You never traveled in Hulk Hogan circles.
He started Baseball Card City when he was 14.
Yeah, that's exactly. You're a baseball card seller.
I could use
Which are the worst. Those guys, those autograph hounds. I can't stand them.
Seth, he sold it for $1 million.
Oh, jeez. I got to talk to this guy. So Gary, send him this part too. Darren, I really love sports cards, man. I would love to learn about the industry.
Yeah. You know what? Go join and be obscure like he is.
I would like to represent global icons, Bubba.
Jesus. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Get back on the Percocets, Darren.
Oh, no.
Maybe 3 or 4 Vicodins for lunch. I don't know. Chase that down with some nice alcohol. Maybe Hogan's Real American Beer with maybe 3 Vicodin might make you tolerable.
What about a yellow bird and a blue jay?
Sure, a Percocet and a Zombie-Dob. Hell yeah, you hack. Absolute hack.
Did you get all that, Gary?
Darren Prince is an absolute hack. And you didn't deserve to be on the Pierce Morgan show with me and the great.
That's right.
With me and the great, very accomplished Vince Russo. Should have been me and Vince spitballing about Hogan. Not you and your sobriety, you bald-headed dildo.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lumet.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
You're wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire of Council.
Co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.